All right, everybody, here we go. Day two of, day two of Warship Masters Regionals with my good friend SeaRaptor.
How's it going, Zach? Happy Sunday, my dude. Happy Sunday.
Oh, yeah, same to you, man. Same to you.
Yeah,
How's the weather outside where you are?
Hot and humid, and I suppose it's the same for you without the humid part. You don't have the humidity where you live anymore.
Yeah, it's so nice. Like I just step outside and it's hot, but like you don't get all that sticky, weird feeling to you.
It's like we were saying yesterday. It's just open. Just look, go in your kitchen, turn on your oven, and stick your head in it, and then you'll know what it's like to live in the desert. No big deal.
Exactly. But then close it, and you know what happens when you enter any building in the desert at the same time.
The best feeling on earth, God's gift to mankind. Cool air
Conditioning.
I love it, my friend. I don't know how humanity survived without it. I'm not gonna lie. I've never understood how they pulled it off, but here we are as a species. Go us, I suppose.
Living in Phoenix pre-air conditioning. No, thank you.
Living in Houston. Like, can you believe? Like, you've been here. You know the humidity. Like, insane.
Oh God, yeah.
Insane, and yet, right? People lived here, and then Carrier invented air conditioning, and suddenly this place grew like gangbusters. So there you go.
I remember the first time I stepped foot in Houston, I said, why the hell would anyone live here? It was so hot. It was so sticky. Yeah. We were delayed on our flight inbound because of rain, and oh my God. That's
a fair question. If I had lived in that era, I wouldn't have had a good answer for you. These days, my only answer is because we run from AC air-conditioned building to air-conditioned building for 3 or 4 months a year, pretty routinely. And August, of course, is the single worst month to live in the entire state of Texas. It doesn't matter where you live in Texas. August is hell. It just sucks. It's the one month we all wish we lived somewhere else. So, but anyways, you had a few extra games yesterday. I had a little bit of a computer problem there as we were trying to get through the last couple of games. My machine decided it was time to give me the giant blue middle finger of Microsoft. So I got a giant blue middle finger from Microsoft, and at that point I was like, well, there's no point in trying to recover this in time to stream games. So I just rated everybody to you and gave my computer a middle finger back and called it a day. But tell me about the last couple of games that you got to see yesterday that I missed.
Yeah, so we finished off with game 2 of Resin versus HSR. Looked really strong for Resin at the beginning. They had an amazing... So, okay, just in your mind, think about it for a second. You've got a Vamp Deuce and a San Martin working together.
Okay, where at?
Right? So, going up the 910 line from the south spawn.
Which map?
On Sleeping Giant.
Sleeping Giant,
right?
Got it. I'm with you.
Okay?
Okay.
Now I want you to imagine... For whatever reason, the Vamp Deuce is behind the San Martin. See where I'm going with this? Huh?
I have so many questions,
right?
Zaf. I have many questions, but continue.
So, essentially, the San Martin... I think what they were trying to do was put it so that the San Martin would radar and spot the enemy destroyer before their Vamp Deuce got radared in return, right? It didn't work out well for the San Martin. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah, I would have been hesitant to try that with the Des Moines, far less a light cruiser, right? Like a light cruiser, you're asking for a whole different level of pain. So yeah. Yikes.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, as soon as that San Martin goes down, I reach out to Puddin', right? I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have another game. Do you want to join us want to join me for that last game or whatever? He's like, maybe. And then right as I'm reaching out to Puddin', thinking we're going to get to a game 3, Resin loses their, what do they have? Nevsky. They lose their Nevsky right at the start, right afterwards. And that's how it went the rest of the game. It was like every time Resin gets a kill, they cough up a ship in sacrifice. And it's like... You guys got to stop doing this. It's not going to work. It's not sustainable.
Trading ships only works once you have a solid lead. Then you don't care anymore. But in a tight game, that's generally not really a great way to go.
Right. I could not believe it. But the one that I really couldn't believe was the last one we did. That was Virtus and KSB. That was just a absolute bloodbath.
Oh, those are the best. Those are the best.
Yes. Yeah, so we saw some very interesting games for sure.
You and I have lamented it so many times over the years, Zath, right? Like
Mm,
competitive warships occasionally, depending on the map and the teams, has a tendency to devolve into a very stationary, controlly, boring to watch kind of game, depending on a number of factors. Some maps don't lend themselves to
right.
that, some do. Some teams prefer that, some don't. There's all kinds of things that go into it, but
Yep.
it's not that uncommon, okay? But man, and so watching and calling a game that is very static and like the chess match, the traditional
Mhm.
board control positioning chess match is way less interesting than calling the frantic, chaotic bloodbaths that occasionally erupt out of these things. Those
And I
are
think
the best.
right, absolutely. Real quick, I just sent you a new knock because I think you might have closed that window and it
Yeah.
disconnected.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, yeah,
double
do it
check
again.
that if you don't mind. I think I did. Did it not come up?
I do not see it. I do
Okay,
not see it. You're
let me
right.
try it
I
again.
did close it. Yesterday I just minimized it. There it is. Okay. Okay. I'll just
Yeah.
minimize it. That's my apologies. That's me still learning how this whole friggin' thing works, I suppose.
No problem. I'm trying to figure out where my knock. There it is. Okay.
Okay. There we go. Apologies.
All right, let
That
me just
should be
mute.
good.
Bam.
All
No,
right.
it's good. I just took a look and I'm like, hey, something ain't working right over there. So now we got it figured out.
Okay.
Yay.
I think so. Yeah, I've hit accept a couple of times now. It seems to be functioning, so there we go. All right, we're good to go. We're good to go.
Yay. Okay. So one reason why we are seeing so much movement in this tournament and not the super boring death snails is because of the point system. For those of you who are new to the tournament, a reminder, this tournament balances ships by assigning a point system to those ships. You have 100 points as a team to distribute amongst up to 7 players. You could theoretically take 6 if you wanted to.
You could overstat each individual ship on the board if you wanted, and only field 6 players. That is
Right.
illegal. That is legal.
Right. So if you want to take, for example, a Harugumo, you're going to pay for that up the nose with 19 points.
Wow,
That's
crazy.
expensive.
That's crazy.
Kids.
That's crazy. I mean,
Gearing is
consider-
18.
Consider how many full-on heavy cruisers with heals and 60,000 hit points cost less than that. I'm looking at you, Napoli. Right? Like,
Right.
would you rather have a Napoli or a Harugumo? That's not even a contest for me.
No.
I as much as I love this tournament, I have always looked at some of these point values and been, like who would do that? And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, right? Like almost every battleship. So on the little display that we're using, I built a little chart for us, right? Everything with a double asterisk next to it changed point value from last year's tournament. As you go left to right, battleship to cruiser to destroyer, the battleships and cruisers almost universally went down just a touch in most cases. There's a couple that went up. I think in the cruiser column, a couple went up. But battleships, none of the battleships went up, right? And then on the destroyer side, any destroyer changes basically were moving those points upward. Usually small increments, 1 to 2. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure I saw any destroyer move more than 1 point. But, last year, and we saw some of this yesterday, I suspect we're going to see some more of it again today, and as we proceed through the tournament, some teams opt for simply compositions that don't have a battleship in them at all. They run triple destroyer, 4 cruiser, or 4 or 5 cruisers, and, fill the holes with destroyers, whatever. And so... Even now, having tried to bring the point value of battleships down to incentivize players to take them, some teams still aren't biting.
Right. And I think that's indicative to just how powerful a more cruiser heavy lineup is in warships in general. And how I guess you could say the tankiness of the battleship just isn't as valuable as it was before.
Especially in these 7v7 matches. But yeah, I think we got a game.
We got a game, so we should probably hop over there. So let's get us going.
All right, let's get into this. Hey, we're back on Northern Waters again. This is like the most popular numero uno map pick for people, it seems, today, or this tournament so far.
I mean, it's comfortable enough to where players kind of know where they want to go, like a lot of clan battles.
Yeah.
But variable enough to where anything can happen. That's what I think is kind of fun with this map.
All right, well, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, warshippers of all ages. It's round 5 now of the Warship Masters. I want to say Warship Masters Invitational, but it's not invitational this year. We are here on Northern Waters with our first look at Bonky. We've seen KSB a couple of times, but we have not seen Bonky yet this event, Zath. Here on the North Spawn, in green, Bonky fielding a Chateau Renault, one of the more popular destroyer picks in the tournament thus far. A 5-cruiser lineup. Natural selection in his Puerto Rico. Gooseneck in a Venezia. Admiral Test in an Henri IV. Burnt Sushi in a Bremen. And Merc 85 in one of my favorite boats, the venerable Hindenburg. At the back of the lineup, their lone battleship Potato Armor and a Cristoforo Colombo. KSB in red on the South Spawn. What do you got, Zath?
Interesting, the Colombo is not using unique upgrade. All right, to the south, KSB is choosing to send only 2 players towards the Charlie Cap. That's going to be Zombie Gnomes Test Ship Zhao with unique upgrade, Cooper's boat in a Thor, highest win rate of the tournament as of yesterday. We've got Extra in the St. Vincent, making its way towards the middle, leaning towards the A side of things. We got Shag in the Castilla, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Austin. That's our first time seeing Austin in this tournament.
Indeed.
Friendly Shima in a full torpedo spec Shimakaze, including unique upgrade.
Yeah.
And finally, WH Knight in a Chateau Renault of their own, heading towards A cap.
We kept seeing Friendly Shima yesterday in a Kitakami, which kept messing with me. And so now, seeing him at a Shima, it's like, oh, that makes way more sense.
Right.
Now we're looking at a 5-2 split for both teams. The difference is that, well, you've got double destroyer and no radar for KSB on the south side, whereas Bonky on the north is bringing the Rico and only 1 destroyer to A. So we'll see how this all shakes out.
Yeah, this is very familiar. Yesterday we had a team like that too, take no radar up in the north. They actually almost pulled it off. That was
almost. Inca. Yeah, that was easily the most entertaining Northern Waters game we've had yet.
Right.
All right, some early smoke here from the Shimakaze. That's Friendly Shima. Gonna give Obi-Wan Kenobi a nice golden carpet ride right up to the bottom end of the island as the Chateau Renault hard case spotted on the surface by the Shima. Gonna have a little bit of early destroyer v destroyer action backed up by the Austin's reload boosted SAP guns.
Yeah,
hard case could be in
gonna
trouble.
Be fun.
Yeah.
No, I think Shima's in the bigger trouble there, but
well, but
Sap doesn't care if you're broadside, but if you're turning away.
Shima is still spotted. He's taking a little more chip damage.
Gooseneck taking some torpedoes from Shimakaze in his Venezia.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Big hits on the Venezia. It's KSB with the early lead. They were the first to get to C, so they started ticking up points as Bonky finally grabs B. And now the cat and mouse game along the 7-8 line can begin.
That's right. Here comes the Castilla shells on Gooseneck's Venezia. Some connect. And it looks like they're changing it up. They're redeploying. KSB is moving these Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're just going to set up to receive. They're setting Thor up as a trapdoor spider.
Goose is never going to make this island. He's going to burn out or take torpedoes before he gets there. He's 100% dead. It's just a question of what kills him. It's going to be the fires, I think. No, yeah, it is. He's going to burn out just ahead of the torpedo that would have killed him. And first blood going to KSB here on Northern Waters.
It's a crucial early kill. That's probably going to help secure the A cap.
It's going to set WH Knight Chateau Renault up nicely as the radar from Natural Selections Puerto Rico finally comes in. So they can see Knight, but can they get shells on him in time to reset him? Doesn't look like it. They're not in the air. It's too late. He's going to pick up the cap. Check out these Austin torpedoes on Potato Armor's Colombo. This is some sneaky good Austin play right here, kids.
Yeah, Potato Armor backing up, and he's going to take 2.
One amidships and one in the stern. WH Knight costs him about half his HP, but in time to pick up the cap. KSB now building a 170-point lead and growing here. Only 5 minutes gone.
Admiral Test now deciding he wishes to die at the same place as his Venezia brethren.
Well, but he's going to make it, though, right? That's the thing. He's going to survive to make this maneuver. Now, the struggle for Bonky is, okay, you're here now. Now what? Now, hard case is Chateau Renaud is going to move in, and to their credit, Bonky can read the room. They know KSB has no way to spot this guy outside of doing it with their faces.
All this time, we haven't been looking at Burnt Sushi's Bremen. He's been zowed.
Yeah.
65,000 damage from the zow.
Yeah, I caught a couple of glimpses of that earlier.
Wow.
The Zhao was basically getting shots on him for free, using the island cover, ducking in and out, and they weren't able to get vision on the Zhao, and so the Bremen was just getting punished with that beautiful Zhao AP.
Well, the Chateau Renaults have spotted each other.
They have indeed. Hardcase going to end up grounding himself here with the torpedoes coming in astern of him. Let's see how he manages this as the Austin is now into the conversation with his reload booster kicking.
Oh no!
Hardcase
That'll
is
do
going
it.
to try to get out of here. It's going to be a question of what kind of line Obi-Wan can continue to keep him lit. 940 HP, and he's going to stay just ahead of the torpedoes. So no radar for KSB, but still a brilliant job of using teamwork and your own face to spot the enemy in order to defend their cap. Well done.
I love that. Your own face.
I mean, sometimes you use what you got to use, Zath.
Now Knight, though, gets in trouble because of radar.
Yep, caught out on the Puerto Rico radar again, and if they can get Knight off the board, they'll have an opportunity to pick up this cap. KSB will lose the opportunity to spot the Chateau Renaud with his face again.
Comes natural selection. No, not enough. There it is.
But the Henri, that's Admiral Test, gets it. Now, is he going to survive? He is going to just barely squeak out ahead of one Racketorps and handily dodge the other. Well done.
That's the power of Hydro, folks.
And so now Hardcase, I think, in a position where he basically is going to want to risk his ship to make this play. He's got cap to work with, unless they rotate the Shimakaze back. And at the moment, friendly's a long way off.
That's exactly what I would be doing with that Shima. Get into A and at least ensure the Chateau Renaud cannot cap it.
Yeah. Well, either that or you've got a lead. You let him pick it up for a bit while you get the Shima in position, right? You do what you got to do.
Yep.
But KSB is way up on HP, right? They have done a brilliant job of jealously guarding the HP of these two battleships that they've brought. And I would argue that the Thor's position here in mid, that's Cooper, he's done a really good job. Right? Look how much damage he's put into the Rico, for example.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's been working him down.
All right, this is the play.
Cooper's at 61,000 damage so far.
This is the play for Bonky. They have to get Hardcase onto the cap. They have to flip this cap, and then they have to keep KSB out of it while not losing ships. And that is going to be the challenge.
Tuster's been doing a good job whittling down Shaggett's Castilla, though.
Here's something else worth noting, Zath. This little drama on the 9-10 line is slowly drawing to a conclusion.
Hindenburg versus Zhao.
Yeah, Zombie Gnomes is about to pick up a kill here. Merc on 2 fires, ticking a heal. When the heal ends, he'll burn out in just a few seconds. And there he goes. Big kill for KSB.
Yep.
Frees them up.
Now Zombie can focus on the Bremen.
Yep. Bonky finally, after they're 300 points down, but they do cough up the 8. They do finally get the A-cap. Bremen
Big hit there on Burnt.
Bremen versus Zhao, and the Bremen is in real trouble over here at B. Once he goes down, this is all over but the crying. He's ticking his last heal. The zombie gnome sets him on fire again under 1,000 HP.
Yep, he's healing, but his DCP is down, so that's a dead Bremen.
It's only a matter of time. The Thor's going to come in and speed things along a bit, and there he goes. Over 900 points now. KSB very, very close to being out of this game. The Zhao's got a free run to the B cap. They're trying to rotate the Columbo back, but I think it's going to come far too little too late. Good damage into the Thor out of the Columbo SAP, though. Big hits.
Notice how friendly Shima didn't go to A. He went back to the middle, sensing there would be a bit of a rotation going on, and sensing that correctly.
Well, he is correct. Natural selection, trying to dodge this torpedo salvo coming in. He doesn't manage it.
Nope.
His Hydro has these picked up well in advance, but he does not grab the free spot in front of him.
Might take the next one, too.
No, the island should pick that one up. Oh, it doesn't! He's gonna take another Shimatorp, a big 17K hit,
and
right
that's
in the
a
bow
sticky flood.
With a flood, and he's out, and that's the game.
That is the game.
Low speed will sink you faster than almost anything when there's torpedoes around. And there it was. Good example.
There you go. Yeah. Great work by KSB. Very strong showing. First game.
They look really good, Zath, on that map for a team that did not take a ship with any radar whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. Like, that was well done.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed your first battle. Thank you very much for sticking around with us.
Trying to get back into the swing of it. Kind of got cut off quickly yesterday. I didn't get to do like an outro and everything. It was just like, nope, you're done. Oh, crap. Okay.
Yeah. No closure for you.
My closure was to get up and do this as I walked away to the computer, right?
Yeah, you did. What you did is you did this,
Hail
right?
Scroob. Hail Scroob.
I love how you and I know it right away.
Oh, yeah. Give it the old Hail Scroob, right? Yeah, exactly. So I liked Bonky's team lineup better there, Zath, but I would argue that KSB coordinated better as a team. Agree, disagree?
Yeah, I think there were some very early, lucky, good hits, whatever you want to call it. The Shimakaze torps on the Venezia,
Mm-hmm.
really kind of sealing the deal there. And then, the early bump between both destroyers, taking a lot of damage for each of them. And you didn't really have that decisiveness of getting that kill. And yeah, on the one hand, okay, it felt like an even exchange. On the other hand, that's not what you want.
No.
What you want is a dead destroyer. So the fact that neither team was able to convert that initial bump into just a complete kill, or to the point where destroyer is not willing to risk its HP to go and try to cap or anything like that, I think that was also kind of a missed opportunity, frankly, for both teams, right?
You're right. I was a little surprised to see the Venezia take torpedoes in that position, right? When you play Northern Waters enough, you know there's gonna be, with this cap configuration, torpedoes coming through that part of the map early in a match. We do that in randoms, right? That A cap is in the exact same place in random battles, and it happens there too. So if you don't have the Hydro, you have to time that passage. I don't want to say well or better. That's not fair because you can never predict exactly when the opponent is firing the torpedoes. But maybe ask one of your, get coordinate with your teammates, get them to put up their Hydro. Like the Rico was right there. His Hydro might have seen those coming, could have saved you some pain.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing that I found interesting is, we've done enough clan battles before where when you're taking a ship like, say, Moskva, for example, you don't go straight to the position that you're going to start at, right? Because if you get spotted, you are extremely exposed to broadsides from across the map at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take that real loser long turn just to go behind, say, an island or whatever you're going to go to.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that Venezia had played it very similarly of, okay, if I get spotted early, I'm dead. I don't want to get spotted early. Let's be a little more cautious, right? Would have been a very different game.
So let's also consider a possible different play because of the way I'm going to put the map up again for Northern Waters real briefly. Let's assume for a minute, right? You've got that weird island way up the 1-2 line, right? It's kind of well back of the cap. So maybe as a Venezia, right? Your detection radius, I think the lowest you can get a Venezia is like 12 and change, right? It's like 12.3 or something. So,
yeah.
Again, without putting radius circles on the map, I'm speculating here. But my guess is it's possible for you to take that ship farther north and kind of ride just the south side of that island. And then as you come off the end of that island and you start to break into your detection radius, things in the bottom of the cap can see you, that's when you pop your crawling smoke, and now you're diving for the island. Right? Now, that doesn't save you from the torpedoes, but it does put you a little farther to the west, where you one of your teammates farther south might have an opportunity to spot them before they get to you, or at a minimum, they might not have the range to get to you out there. So that's something else you could consider about trying to move a Venezia into that position.
I think it depends on what your ultimate goal is. Is it to get to the island? If so, then you need to go behind the island at the start on the 3 line. You have to go behind that island and then go straight in. Like, that's how you play that. If you want to play, I have a feeling what they were trying to do was spot the enemy Chateau Renault or Shimakaze and then sap it to death with the Venezia, which I get. That makes sense. But I mean, you're also taking, as you said, a cruiser with no hydro into probably the most dangerous spot on the map early game, because everybody's just going to vomit torpedoes up the channel as soon as they get an angle, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep, 100%.
So if you want to station the Venezia for that early slap on a destroyer, frankly, you put them where that Puerto Rico was, right? You put them at the north end of the tip of that island, and then you wait. Yeah.
Peek around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You peek around. And, if you've got the Puerto Rico using hydro, maybe at a certain point you feel comfortable coming straight out of that island, use your smoke so they can't see you, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the other thing that we didn't talk about was that Venezia continued to be spotted through his smoke. Now, remember that, as you mentioned, there was no radar, right, on the side of KSB. So the only way, aside from hydro, that the Venezia could be spotted is by shooting through that smoke. And that was, I think, that's the ultimate sin in any smoke ship that you can possibly make, which is you open up, you're spotted, and now that thing that you thought was going to keep you alive suddenly ain't working.
Yeah, you see, I have made this mistake. You see players make this mistake in random battles all the time. You end up getting spotted through your crawling smoke because by a destroyer you didn't know was there, or you didn't know was close enough to be inside your detection bubble, even despite the smoke. So again, that kind of comes back to maybe some more of the coordination, right? If I'm bonky and let's say I'm the Venezia driver and I take that shot and I'm spotted, my next reaction is to call my Puerto Rico buddy and say, "Hey, I'm spotted in smoke. If you pop your radar, we're going to catch whatever this destroyer is for the next 45 seconds or whatever it is, and maybe we can get some damage into him, right? Get some good use out of that radar." He's close enough for it to be relevant. So those are the kinds of things you got to think about, I think.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So teams are here. Teams are ready. Staff is here. I suspect we're going to be underway just a moment, headed to Sea of Fortune. Zap, that's also something else worth noting. We've seen teams take double and even triple battleship comps in the tournament up to this point. That might be the first time I've seen a double battleship comp win a game this weekend. Like, they've the teams that have been taking big battleships have not been getting value out of them, other than, maybe you just take one and you drive it smartly. But in general, that worked out really well for KSB.
It really did. It really did. Well, let's see if they can make it work out well for a second game in a row. as we drop to Sea of Fortune.
Well, and we're going to see a completely different look from KSB. Last time they took 2 battleships. This time they're taking none.
0.
So Zaf, talk me through the KSB lineup here at the top end of Sea of Fortune.
Well, I think KSB has decided it's Sea of Fortune, lots of island hiding, so why not have a BS cruiser in the Hawaii that you can just murderize people in? But Hawaii's pretty expensive, so if you're going to do that, you're going to have to cough up some points elsewhere. So we got Coopers in the Hawaii, we've got Knights in a Howden Lu without unique upgrade, notable. We got Shagget in a Petropavlovsk with unique upgrade. Test ship Zhao, that's extra, and unique upgrade as well. There's your battleship Hindenburg, that's zombie gnomes with range module. Gives you a little hint as to how he's going to play that one. Pidgey Army in the Chateau Renault, and Friendly Shima in the Cassard. And I got to say, Raptor, when I play Hindenburg, this is how I play Hindenburg. I just play at maximum range. I don't even care about concealment. Forget about that. Give me those points back into the extra damage. Go full lighthouse. And just play at 19 kilometer and just turn brain off.
It's absolutely valid way to play the ship. He's also running Eye in the Sky for max use out of his spotter planes there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bonky taking a look that it's very, very similar to what they did last game. We've got Hardcase in a Chateau Renault once more as he speedy boys over to the Charlie Cap, backed up by Admiral Test in a Zhao. This is, of course, unique upgrade Zhao, one of the better unique upgrades out there. It is a triple PVO lineup for Bonky. We're looking at Gooseneck here in mid, and his other buddies, that's Natural Selection and Just Spade, all headed over towards the western flank. Potato Armor's Colombo hanging out with them. And then the last destroyer on their team, that's Burnt Sushi Shimakaze, full torpedo reload build, headed over towards the 3-4 line right now.
Very interesting to see that Potato's not taking a unique upgrade. I mean, I get it. You lose out on your smoke. You only have 1. But you really need that accuracy.
Interesting. Last game, KSB takes no radar. This game, they take a Petro and use it early to keep Hardcase off the Charlie Cap.
Yeah, I like that. That definitely throws Bonky off.
Yep. Mess around with their timing a little bit. Keep them off the points early. Notably, neither team just nosediving the A-B cap. Everyone's going to play very cautiously around this double cap, I think, until the game starts to break open a little bit. Shimakaze. Go ahead.
When you're up against a Hawaii and a Petro, both of which have radar and can kill you, you got to play real cautious.
Shimakaze versus Chateau Renault. Pidgey Army now spotted. Knows it's the Shimakaze out here doing it. Knows he's never going to outspot that guy. So Pidgey starts to take some damage for free. The Colombo gets in some shells. The PVOs begin the pain. Look at that. The blind fire on Burnt Sushi. They're clicking. They know where to look for him, but they missed the range.
That was Zombie, actually. He was spotted when it was Zombie fire, but he's so far away, the shells took a long time to reach.
Yep.
But what's interesting is Burnt Sushi does not have radio location, so giving up an awful lot of potential information for his teammates and himself, frankly.
Yeah, a little surprised to see that.
Right.
Gooseneck's PVO looking like he's going to make a play for the A cap here. But Zombie in the background probably going to try and farm him out the whole time as long as he's spotted, which at the moment is well spotted.
We have a destroyer cruiser slap fight going on the 910 line right now. Both Zhaos and both French cruisers or French destroyers trying to fight off this engagement. I'm amazed to see Hardcase using his guns here.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to see Hardcase taking these shots, knowing that there's a Zhao out there gunning for him. One of the most uncomfortable places you can be in all of World of Warships is in a destroyer while a Zhao is shooting at you.
Yeah, even Shag is trying to get some. He actually connects.
Yes, he does.
Takes down Hardcase's engine.
Petro has the shell velocity to get good work out of that. So very contra to last game. We're 4 minutes in. A little bit of chip damage for both teams. No kills, but more interestingly, nobody has a cap yet.
That's right.
I almost said no one has stepped foot on a cap yet, but that's strictly not correct.
There was an attempt.
There was an attempt. And they've messed around now, right? The Chateau Renault has messed around, that's hard case, on the 910 line to the point where now, if he goes back, the Petro's just going to radar him again.
Yep. We're about to possibly spot that Chateau Renault again on the 1 line as Burnt Sushi is going to spot these torpedoes in a moment. There they are.
Yep. Well, they're trying to get Hawaii shells on Gooseneck. If he probably should have stopped a little farther back where he had slightly better island cover. Let's see. The Howden Liu's now going to try and bomb him. Get the reset here. It's WH Knight. Pidgey Army's position allowing them to continue spotting the PVO. They have not dislodged him yet. As long as they can't or don't, they'll still know where this PVO is. Okay? Now how's he being spotted?
Right.
Okay, there, he's finally dark.
But Gooseneck is able to secure the A cap, so we do have our first cap point flip.
Bonky trading some HP out of Gooseneck there to pick up the early cap advantage. They'll start ticking up points here. Putting a little bit of light pressure on KSB. As now it's the Petro. I like this play, Zath. I like the aggression out of Shaggy here, moving into the C cap with the Petropavlovsk.
Well, might as well. You know, Bonky went and shoved a cruiser in. KSB can do the same.
Absolutely. Well, they've also figured out that there's 5 of them on the other side of these A cap islands, right? This island that Gooseneck is sitting next to, there's 5 ships to the west of it, which means that there's basically nothing that Hardcase and Admiral Test can do except maybe bag some resets. They will eventually pick up this cap. Ooh.
Speaking of...
Yeah. Shaggy doing a great job here, popping the radar.
Yep.
And getting some good damage in on Hardcase. Yeah. The power of the Soviet 12-kilometer radar. Shaggy's going to get some of his... Hardcase going to get some of his own back here in a minute. 2 of these torpedoes going into Shaggy.
Oh, yeah.
And,
and he's beaching...
Well,
that's going to do it.
Another set is coming in. These shouldn't
DCP is down.
Well, these won't hit hard enough to kill him, but if they leave a flood behind, he's in trouble. They do not get a flood.
Wow. But he's still stuck broadside to Zhao and Chateau Renault, so...
He is indeed. Zhao's got his shells out, knows the DCP has been used. Continuing to try to jump shells on Petro's deck. Misses. Doesn't get much out of that sub. It does get a fire.
Yep.
The Bonky push now wrapping around, moving up the 3-4 line. Just Spade and Burnt Sushi way over here into the KSB's backfield.
Shaggy's still stuck.
Shaggy really struggling to get out of this position. Is finally dark now. Surviving on 6,000 HP as more Zhao shells come in. He got a hit.
Dutch oven.
Doesn't get a fire. Oh, these bombs shouldn't have the pen to penetrate his deck.
Find out.
Nope, he misses completely. But the PVO guns take care of the job. As now KSB drives right into the middle of the map with the Howden Liu and the Hawaii.
I mean, you might as well. You got all your forces on one side of the big islands, and Bonky's forces are on the other side of the big islands.
Well, and they're getting pushed, and they're getting pushed by the Colombo, so might as well. Wow, look at the Hawaii's AA shredding these Dutch bomb strikes.
Yep.
Absolutely ruinous. Gooseneck going to sneak away with a little bit of chip damage there as KSB successfully bags the C cap and the B cap. Of course, while they sit there, they're continuing to hold back the points in the A cap. It's nearly a 200-point lead for Bonky, but they have some very low ships on the board, namely the Chateau Renault here. That's Hardcase.
I am so amazed that Pidgey is able to keep his ship alive. He's been just running this whole game.
They're pushing him hard. KSB doing a great job of bending but not breaking up the 3-4 line. Pidgey now still under pressure. 2,800 HP, still alive somehow. And now KSB on all the caps has potato armor. begins to push into the middle of the board, and his Cristoforo Colombo. Going to try and bully the Howden Liu here.
Yep, got a little bit of Wrath of Khan maneuver going on with this island.
Pidgey still firing. 1,700 HP and still alive.
That's wild, man.
More shells continue to come in. They do
There he
finally
goes.
bag him there. Spades PVO grabs him and picks up the kill. This has been one of the strangest Sea of Fortune games I've seen in a while, Zaf. Potato Armor's Colombo now driving in the middle of the board. Oh, wow.
Cooper's getting a shot on Gooseneck now.
He is indeed. He's come right around the corner, and Gooseneck's guns aren't even looking that direction. Gooseneck going to try and get out of here. They are going to get some good bomb damage on this Hawaii. Not catastrophic, but solid. As it's the Colombo, Potato Armor picks up 2 caps for Bonky. They still have not lost a ship yet, but it's close.
Right.
They're going to lose Gooseneck's PVO here in a moment.
Oh, definitely. Meanwhile, that Hindenburg is still up at the border, just doing Hindenburg things.
Doing Hindenburg things. Is Potato Armor's Colombo now point blank with WH Knight's Howden Liu. The Howden looks like he's like, well, it's time to go for the final torpedo, Zaf.
I mean, you might as well. Opportunity to take down a big boat.
Opportunity to take down a battleship. They got to try and kill him before he gets there. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off.
No, but Potato Armor, he needs to hit the W button, and he's been just chilling.
No, they get him!
Oh!
Wow! The stern turrets get enough full pins through the bow. They're able to pick up the kill before right before the ram lands.
Ram denied.
Now DB Cooper in trouble, pinned between 2 PVOs here, north of the A and B cap.
Oof. And Potato Armor dodges Shimakaze torpedoes as well. Or sorry, Cassard.
Another wave coming in. Those he's not going to dodge all of.
No, he's going to take the one on the tip. That does force the DCP. Natural Selection's in trouble. Cooper's going to take him down.
If you're Bonky, you don't mind that trade necessarily as long as Cooper goes, and there he does.
Yeah. They got some good mileage out of that Hawaii, though.
So now it's a 2-ship lead. 8 minutes to play here for Bonky. 220-point lead and growing. Cassard, Zhao, and Hindenburg remain for KSB. I'm not sure how they... Man, it's going to take some extreme luck for them to get back into this.
Yeah, luck or just crazy misplays. But, I mean, come on. Bonky has a Colombo.
Yeah, I know. I know. He's going to have to blunder into some torpedoes somewhere. Now, one of the things that I do like, Zath, look at Extra Zhao, right? They're bringing him back to try and do a little Shimakaze hunting, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
He's caught out a bit. Go ahead.
You got to know you have to go and get the somehow AB or just got to make something happen here. But so far, I don't think that they're going to be able to trap the Shimakaze. Burns not going to let that happen.
Yeah. Zombie Gnome's on his last heal. The Colombo seems to have chosen him as his next target, and he's still taking PVO fire.
It's not like the Colombo has a lot of choices and targets here.
No, he doesn't. He'll never see the Cassard again, more than likely. And
right.
So now, Bonky kind of collapsing down onto the B and A cap, realizing, look, if we hold these, we are good to go.
Yeah, but you got to be careful not to collapse too hard and everybody shoots fish in a barrel.
That's true. They're still getting some good salvos on the Hindenburg now. Zombie is out of heals. He's been through all 5 of them.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, Hindenburg's got a lot of superstructure and sap. It likes to eat superstructure for breakfast.
Yeah, he should be out here in a salvo or 2. Under 2,000 HP and burning.
He'd love to go dark, but he can't because burnt sushi's keeping him
I was
lit.
going to say he'll never go dark against a Shimakaze, not with the detection of a Hindenburg.
No, no. But he does go dark now.
KSB down to their last 2 ships now. Extras Zhao, which is being incredibly cheeky, Zath. Check out this position it's in. They
I love it
they can
because
see him now. Wow, big full pins right to the stern of the Colombo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. The Colombo just ruins him with SAP for like 35K.
taps him on the shoulder like, hey, leave me alone.
He
Shoot someone else.
He barely manages to dodge Admiral Test's torpedoes. That's now
And then here come the airplanes.
Yeah, and now the Cassard is like, well, I mean, I got nothing better to do. Might as well shoot him. PVO bombs coming in now on the Zhao. That first one's going to miss.
Yeah, they all did.
18 seconds to a win here as Potato Armor's Colombo takes a pot shot back at the Cassard. But it's the Zhao that picks up the kill, and Bonky levels it off at a game apiece.
Who knew that would be so important in these games?
You know, we kind of touched on it briefly yesterday, Zath, right? The clan battle season that we had a number of years ago now, where Zhao was impactful, right? And you know, for what she's costed at in this event, I'm kind of not surprised. Personal opinion, right? It's a ship, as we've seen, with a crazy amount of tools, right? You've got the Hydro, your AP is really good, you're quite stealthy, you have 12-kilometer torpedoes that hit like trains, they're slow to reload. You got to be very smart or deliberate about where to use them, right? But in the right flank with a spotter working with her, she can be incredibly punishing to destroyers. There's a lot going for that ship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's nice to see a tournament where we can highlight ships like Zhao that historically just are overlooked, right?
Yeah. And only 11 points. Only 11 points.
That's
right?
what I mean.
Yeah. Same as Hindenburg, same as Yoshiro, same as Kushiro, right? Same as Howden Liu. So I realize it sort of depends on what it is you're looking to get out of that particular cruiser slot, right? Zhao is not I'm going to park and camp an island cruiser. She absolutely wants to be open water maneuvering, using her stealth, taking shots from unexpected angles when she can maneuver into them and those kinds of things. And with only 77 on some of these larger maps like Sea of Fortune, you can probably find those angles. We also saw it on Northern Waters, right? The Zhao way over on the 8-9 line, use angles back on the Bremen. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And the other thing that's kind of nice about that too is it's more indicative of the traditional, tournament play of looking for angles and exploiting them, playing cat and mouse games, right? That sort of thing, which again we just don't normally see, in especially King of the Sea with so many smoke death snails and the emphasis being on, trying to radar out your opponent and stuff like that. This is just much more old school.
Yeah. And again, for me, it comes back to only 7 players on a team, right? 7v7 feels more like a clan battle arrangement, right, than King of the Sea. King of the Sea being 9v9, you've got more teammates to spot for you, more teammates to possibly lay smoke for you, cover for you, spot torpedoes for you. You just have fewer opportunities for that with 2 less ships on the board. And some of these maps are 48 kilometers square. That's tough. That's really tough. Well, we're going next to Land of Fire, which ought to be more than a little interesting. I'm really curious to see how these 2 teams take on this map, right? We've seen some strategies that have worked. We've seen some strategies that haven't worked. We've seen 2 very different looks out of KSB in terms of their battleship composition. One that worked brilliantly, one last game, obviously, that didn't. I'm curious to see how they approach battleships on this map.
And also we saw teams trying to play around that whole idea of you fight over that sea cap, right? And we saw yesterday one team spend the whole time trying to fight over it. And then we had another one that said, no, we're not even going to bother trying for it.
Don't want it.
You can have it. We're just going to take your home cap. Deal with it.
I think that latter example, and I can't remember what game it was. It was it Resin and Yodo? I think it might have been Resin and Yodo. It was either that or Virtus and Inca. I don't remember which. But I think it was Virtus and Inca now that I think back on it.
I think it was Virtus and Inca.
I think it was Virtus and Inca. But I also think that some of that game was just a good read on the opponent deployment, right? Yes, you were already kind of leaning that way. We're going to play the AB side of Land of Fire and not really focus so much on the sea cap off to the east. But also, again, realizing that their one battleship was way over on like the 8-9 line or whatever, and was just not going to be relevant to the fight for at least several minutes at best. And as it turned out, it was more like the rest of the battle.
Yeah. Right.
Just how it worked out. I think if you're going to take a battleship onto Land of Fire, you have to be very cognizant of, I'm gonna try and hold it. Like if you imagine those caps as a triangle, right? You're going to hold it on a leg of the triangle, right, just south of your spawn point, or just north of your spawn point, depending on where you're at on the map, so that you've got good lanes of fire into several different directions, or that you can react to whichever side of the map you feel the team feels you need to be on. But once you commit to one side or the other, the enemy cruisers are gonna be like, well, I have free. I can just run over here and do whatever I want, right? Because he's way out of play.
Yeah, that's right. That was the one with St. Vincent and all the way to the 10 line, and then all the way back, and couldn't get in back in time.
Was still struggling to be relevant to the game when the game ended, right? He was still probably still at least 60 to 90 seconds away from having good shots again, right? So KSB is ready to go. Bonky looks like they're almost ready to go. Everybody's here. They're just not fully ready yet. This has been a good match.
Sounds good.
I'm glad to see us get a game 3 right at the top of the day. That makes me so excited. Like,
well, I was going to comment on that. Normally we go searching for game 3s. This time around, it just fell into our laps, which is nice.
Game 3 comes to us. I like that better. We had one yesterday. You're right. We had to go chase it down. That Inca game with these guys, Inca versus KSB on Sea of Fortune.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a game 3.
Yep.
That was the craziest. Was that that was the crazy sea? No, that was thinking of Northern Waters. I'm trying to remember this game from yesterday. I remember going to see it. To go back and watch it. They all blend together after a while, unfortunately.
That is very true, especially because we are pretty aggressive in trying to find games. We don't just sit once we're done with our assigned game.
True.
So,
True.
Yes. Yeah, that was, you said Inca and KSB, right?
Pretty sure.
Let's see. Inca KSB. Now, we caught game 3 of that one.
Yes. Yeah, in round 3, we caught game 3 of that one after Resin swept Yodo out.
Right. All right. I don't know if I'll have time for this, but I'm going to try rendering it and see what we can see.
Okay.
KSB. There.
Remind me, Zath, are there drops today?
No. The drops are next weekend.
Oh, it's okay.
Drops are next weekend. Historically, we also have extra codes to give away. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that sorted. Wargaming couldn't get it sorted in time for this weekend. So the hope is we'll have stuff for y'all next weekend. Hey, I still have my giveaways going. I'm sure you've got yours as well. So at least we've got some prizes for people.
One of a long string of things that didn't get worked out for this weekend. Ooh.
Hey guys, the prize is us, all right? There you go.
Oh, I love it. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. All right, let's get into this. Here we go, baby.
Let's get into our game.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's game 3 on Land of Fire, round 5 here of the Warship Masters 2026 tournament. Bonky in green, a very even lineup for both teams. Let's see what Bonky is bringing here on the back of their game 2 victory. Burnt Sushi's now moved into a Holland from his ubiquitous Shimakaze. Hardcase still in the Chateau Renault. It's a 4-cruiser lineup. Gooseneck still in the Hindenburg. Spade and a PVO. Admiral Test now in an Henri Quatre, and natural selection in what should be, yes, indeed, it's a radar Minotaur.
Otherwise known as Manitar.
Manitar. Potato Armor has forsaken his beloved Cristoforo Colombo from the previous 2 games and has swapped here to Japanese Tier 10 battleship Bungo. KSB's in red on the south side. What do you got?
And worthy to know, Gooseneck also changed out of range module Hindenburg to reload.
Yeah, probably don't need the range on this map.
Yeah, to the south here, we've got a bit of a scramble. It seems like their spawns weren't exactly what they were hoping for, as Friendly Shima takes a Chateau Renault going straight to the B cap, and Cooper's Prince Van Oranje backing him up, but everybody else decides they want to go to the contest cap, so that's going to be Shaggets in a Z52 with Lutyens. I love it.
I like this.
We got the Rock. An unique upgrade, Petropavlovsk. We've got Knight in a Castilla now instead of his previous ship. We've got extra in a St. Vincent. And Obi-Wan Kenobi has returned, this time in a Yoshino, bringing those 20-kilometer team killing torps.
When you take Yoshino in a map like this, though, it's not about the torps. It's about those 10-inch Japanese HE shells and what horrible, unspeakable pain they will inflict upon opposing destroyers.
Yes, those shells are folded 1,000 times.
Yes. Well, it's going to be the giant rumble at sea at some point, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams shipping only 2 ships to their quote-unquote home cap side. This is going to be a much more traditional everybody rush the sea cap as we jockey for position and control here along the 7-8 line.
Yeah, and note the Holland, by the way, using unique upgrades so you can get some extra heal action out of it, trying to be as present in the battle as possible.
Okay. I think at first glance, Zath, I like KSB's team alignment at sea better. I feel like the Z52 Hydro married to the Petro's long-range radar with the 2 other cruisers that are backing him up has a really strong combination here that KSB's brought to this cap.
I think it's definitely very handy. You can see already both circles drawn on the map. Radar catching Hardcase at Chateau Renault. Hardcase, of course, knowing this is probably going to happen and just W'ing away.
Yep, they catch a glimpse of
Hardcase. What
Hardcase.
that also does.
Go ahead.
What that also does, though, is it helps other ships like Obi-Wan Kenobi's Yoshino get spotted because he's going to open up. So sometimes it can actually work against you.
Shaggy's long-duration, long-range German Hydro up and ticking. They know roughly where to look for Hardcase. Shag going to reverse into the cap here. He's going to be spotted on the surface before his Hydro picks up the Chateau Renault. Natural Selection's Minotaur position, very aggressive, though. Here comes the radar.
Yeah. I like it. The question is, who can shoot at him? The answer is, right now, nobody.
Right now, only Hardcase, and he seems not interested in it, although there are some shells coming in from the edge of the map. That's Admiral Test's Henri Quatre, and he does take a few more shells from back Potato Armor's Bungo, I believe.
Yeah, that was a Bungo hit.
Quite literally dead even here, 4 minutes in, both teams having capped their home, quote-unquote, home caps at exactly the same moment. So whoever picks up the C cap will eventually move out to the first lead of the map. We'll see how this goes.
Look at the Holland and Chateau Renault on the 1-3 line.
Yeah.
Both of them with radiolocation. Neither have been spotted yet. They're just slowly reversing into each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Gooseneck's Hindenburg position here, very interesting. His guns aren't looking anywhere that he'll have shots on anything. He's just camped.
Well, Bonky does come away with the C cap.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts as Shaggy now steps into the cap himself. Minotaur radar, 70 seconds away. Hardcase pushed back off the cap.
Pretty solid hit on the Petro from Spade's PVO, Dutch Oven.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of farming out Rock's HP there. He gets to his next heal. He really needs to try and go dark for a while. Just back off completely. Z52 and Chateau Renault pick up each other across the cap, but it's not in time to prevent the Z52 from picking up the cap, and now friendly teammate Shell's going to fall in on Hardcase here.
Yeah, I'm curious why Hardcase opened up with his guns there.
We had about a 25-point lead build up for Bonky there before KSB drove the Z52 in and snatched the cap away. And so now they've got about a 12-point lead and growing here, but it's looking pretty bad here for Rock's Petropavlovsk. He is finally dark back here along the 7 line. Ooh, Zath. Look at the Chateau Renault position. Sorry, look at Shima's Chateau Renault. They don't know where this Hindenburg is. They're about to find out.
He does. He's got a radio location.
Right, but he doesn't.
He knows there's something on the other side of the island.
So at least sitting in this cap, he prevents the points. Now, do you think that'll get Gooseneck to move?
We'll find out. KSB probably figuring they need to make something happen as Rock manages to go dark. Still a whole lot of nothing going on at sea right now.
Yep, everybody just jockeying
all
for
the back
position.
and forth.
Shima trying to get up here and proxy spot Gooseneck through the island. Finally manages it. Knows exactly where his Hydro Tormentor is now. Gooseneck still just parked. We know he's there. He's not AFK. He punched his Hydro button the instant the Chateau Renault was in the cap.
Yep.
Speaking of Chateau Renault, ooh, Hardcase getting pretty low over here, risking it again. Stepping onto the cap. They know they've pushed the Petro back pretty far. Here comes the radar. They are going to catch a glimpse of Hardcase. He's right at the extreme edge of Rock's radar. He's actually going to sail out of it. The St. Vincent does land a shell or two.
Yeah, but notably, Rock has adjusted so he can start shooting at the Hindenburg.
Indeed, and now they know where to look for Gooseneck. The PVO bombs are starting to fall. They're trying to dislodge him from this position in the A cap.
Yeah, they do connect.
I'm still very surprised that Burnt Sushi isn't over here burning down the Chateau Renault with his Holland. He can actually get some good hard cover here from
absolutely.
the PVO if he wants it. Shima now sailing due south, trying to get out of this Hydro range.
He's got that unique upgrade, too, so he has the ability to do it. Now, Hardcase in trouble. Spot on the surface is going to be Wing away, but
400 HP for Hardcase. He might sneak away. Looks like he is going to successfully sneak away here.
The crazy thing is, if the Z52 didn't start shooting at Hardcase, he might have actually taken a Z52 torpedo instead.
Yep. Well, Shag is about to get picked up on Minotaur Hydro. They're trying to push him out. Shells coming in on the Minnow. Big hits on the Minotaur.
Oh.
Half his HP disappears. That's Knights Castilla over here on the 10 line, protecting his teammate's flank.
Yeah.
And Natural Selection going to have to figure out how he's going to play this here. He's still showing the Castilla probably too much of an angle. Castilla getting more of those fancy Spanish salvos in. Another big hit, 9K.
Oof.
Then the Petro finishes him off. Nice.
Wow.
Nice coordinated teamwork there from Bonky. I think Bonky's play for the C cap is over, Zath. They can't risk Hardcase getting in there again. And check this out.
No.
Check out these cheeky torpedoes coming in from Spade's starboard side here. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't
Very
hit all
nice
that.
Chateau Renault torpedoes.
They don't hit all that hard, but they do hit.
Hardcase detected on radar now.
400 HP for Hardcase. They pick up the kill.
Nope.
30 seconds now to a KSB win here in Game 3. Bonky's played it really well, but KSB's superior team comp at the C-Cap has made the difference so far.
Well, and I mean, a big part of it too, I think, was the Minotaur just going for it.
Yeah.
When Knight had the broadside. Now, had the Minotaur waited until Test and Potato were in position to support, this might have been a different situation too. 100%. That being said, Potato Armor is going to work down the Castilla.
They're going to pick up. They're going to pick up the Castilla here along the 10 line. But you're right. I think now with him gone, now the Minnow is basically has a free run of things. I say that there's a St. Vincent in his face, but still. He would still be
okay. He's got a super heal.
Yeah, sure. He'll just, put a Band-Aid on it. I gotta say, Zath, my hero of this game right now for KSB is Rox Petro, right? Bending under all that pressure they put on him early. They correctly identified him as one of the key linchpins to that position, and he just fell back far enough, changed sides of the island, kept his radar in the mix, still picked up a kill. And KSB is going to win the rubber game of the match and win the match.
Yeah. Yeah, great showing by both teams. This entire series was very fun to watch.
That was fun to watch, baby. That was a good match. All right, well, let's come back here for a minute. Blessedly, we've only got about 10, 15 minutes to kill. That's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it is. So what you're saying is you don't want to go looking for another Game 3.
I don't think, let's put it this way, if the other stream team is in our room, I don't think you're going to find another Game 3.
Oh, did you see? Okay.
What?
There was another group in our room?
What do you mean?
You said the other stream team is in our training room.
Yeah, they were there for battle. They were there for the third battle. They came in before the third battle.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, let's go back and take a peek for some results. HSR and Divco also went to Game 3. So did PN and Yodo. So there are actually quite a few Game 3s in this round.
Good.
Yeah, I love it. The other two matches in Group 2 were straight games. Mach went 2-0 over Virtus, and Bonks went 2-0 over RSR. What? You surprised?
2-0 over Virtus from Mach. That's interesting.
That's what it says. I'm just reading the thing.
Yeah. No, Mach looked very strong yesterday.
They looked really good
but
yesterday.
So did Virtus.
Yeah. Good teams. I think we have to let me point this out now. I think we have to get permission for our round 7 game.
We do.
Our round 7 match, which is with. How did you guys? Oh, okay.
Wow. So the first battle, Mach and Virtus, was 1,000 to 963.
Woo!
That's a close game, folks.
That's a close game, kids.
Yeah.
Actually, it's our round 6 game. We have to get permission for. So let's go do that right now.
Might as well. And then the second one was 1,000 to 860. So that was still also a close game. All right, yeah, nothing else to show you guys for a bit, so Talking Heads commence.
Indeed, the Talking Heads commence. Okay, I put in the request. That's done. Just so you guys know, like, because Zath and I are officially members of the Mach community, that whenever we cast them for events like this, we have to get the permission of the opposing team for us to be in the room and doing what we do, right? And sometimes it's an issue, and sometimes it's not, and whatever. Like, it's never bothered us before.
Yeah. For us, usually it's not an issue. For other streamers, sometimes it can be. But I mean, it says a lot that the community's cool with it.
Agreed. My point is that sometimes we get permission and sometimes we don't, and I'm not fussed either way, right? It's like, I'd like to do this, but if not, there's other things we can be covering, right? It's not a big deal. Some people are sensitive to it.
I had someone
I
had someone in chat asking me, why aren't you covering all the Mach games? And it's because we like to look at a whole bunch of different teams if we can,
Yeah.
and we don't want to play favorites, of course.
There's always more things to see, right? And it's from a caster perspective, in my opinion, I suspect you feel the same way. I don't want to go into the international bracket having only seen one of the teams in my region, right? I want to be able to go in and say, oh, look, we've seen a smattering of things. We've seen a variety of things.
So I'm watching the replay render from the first game. Mach came back. Like, it didn't look good for a while, and then they just started smashing.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay, cool. All right, let me get this set up. They're doing pick bans here. Let's reset all this mess.
Oh, I should probably get that sorted too, shouldn't I? That might be smart.
And bonks. Okay. Yeah, we don't know anything else right now, so I'll have to wait for the wait to fill the rest in.
There's Mach and Bonks round 6. I see.
My chat made a comment during the last game. They were saying they were surprised that the Holland was not like aggressively kind of chasing down that Chateau Renault over on the 2-3 line. I kind of was as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got heals, you've got fast firing guns. You should be able to handily put a ton of pain on that guy.
And I mean, the thing is, you not only do you have heals, you've got unique upgrade. You've got extra heals.
Yeah. Now,
so yeah, it just didn't seem. Anyway, go ahead.
In his defense, let me think about this. No, that was the team that was losing, so it would have made a little more sense to maybe try and pick up that kill. Yeah, okay. I had to think about it for a minute. That was the Bonks. I mean, Bonky had the Holland. And KSB was the one with the Chateau. They were kind of just lurking around over there on the south side of the cap. Yeah, okay.
Right, exactly. So, I found it quite interesting.
Yep.
That they would just park him there.
Yep. I'm going to step
How'd you like to be that Hindenburg that just sits there the whole game?
You just sit there with a book. Be like...
Right?
You guys.
Hey, buddy! Somebody's in the cap. Hit the hydro.
Yeah. Y'all yell at me when I got to push my hydro button. I'm gonna be here reading my book. I'm gonna sit downstairs and get me a fresh glass of water while they're doing ship picks and everything. I mean, map picks and everything.
Yeah, go for it.
Back shortly.
Sounds good. All right, those of you that are stuck with me, welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in, being a part of the channel, of our coverage of Warship Masters. I'm not sure on Raptor side. On my side, I do have some giveaways. I do have one running right now for a Japanese squadron container, but anyways, yeah, you guys are of course more than welcome to be here. If you've got questions, please feel free to ask. We can try to highlight some things as we see stuff. Something that we always try to do for you guys, help you explain things from maybe a player perspective, or what have you. You can see right now the voting is going on. This is something that happens oftentimes behind the scenes. Nobody really knows about it until it's done. But sometimes I like just showing that so you get an idea of the amount of time that teams have. They have 5 minutes to handle pick bans total, 5 minutes total. And you can see as soon as one team picks, then the time starts on the other team and they go back and forth. All right. If time ends, then they just completely forfeit. Everything just kind of gets randomly assigned for that team. But we have Sleeping Giant to start with. After Sea of Fortune and Land of Fire both being banned. And then we have Northern Waters. And then you can see the inn gets filled in. We will go to tiers of the cruisers should this go to a game 3. Very exciting to see that. Very exciting to see that. So here's your best of 3 setup. Do I have the tournament page up already? I think I do. So we can get an idea of kind of who's leading things right now in the tournament. Right? And so right now that's HSR, KSC, and Divco all with 5 points. HSR looks pretty firmly in first. Group 1 and Group 2, where we are right now, Mach is actually in second place and Bonks is in first place. So this is a fight for first place, Raptor.
Is it
and
really?
Everybody else. That's kind of interesting. Yes,
That is cool.
A fight for first.
HSR has been having a really good tournament so far.
Yes,
we're
they
gonna,
have.
We're going to see them for the first time. Well, first time for me at least. Next round, there are round 7 match.
Yes. Yes, we'll be doing HSR versus Yodo to finish it off today. Assuming no game 3s. If 2-0s, we'll obviously go searching for some fun stuff.
I really hope we get to game 3 in this match. I want to see Tears of the Desert.
I do too. I do too.
Everybody keeps banning that map. I want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I hope you guys can stick around afterwards. I'll probably do an after party again, just like yesterday. Screw around, shoot the ship, and get my dailies done at the very least.
Okay, we did get permission, by the way, so we're good.
From both teams, I find it hilarious. The mock representative's like, you have my permission to cover my clan.
No offense, my dude. You're not the one we're in here asking, but appreciate the sentiment. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get our map rotation. And tiers. And then alpha spawns.
Yeah, this will be good.
Mock, and bonks. I love these little summary posts we get out of the bots. That makes my life so much easier. Okay.
The summary post that we get out of the bots. Oh, yes.
In the Discord, right? Used to, like, when they went to the voting system, the information was all there. But I had to, I was having to do it manually. I'd have to look and be like, okay, it's telling me. Because what happens, guys, and I don't know if you were I started you explaining some of them pick ban things, right? One team picks a map, and the team that doesn't pick the map picks the spawn. And then for us, we always need to know which team is going to be Team Green at the north and Team Red at the south. And sometimes that'll swap because that just dictates how we use the overlays and everything. And used to, you had to translate that out of what you saw, whereas the little summary systems that get spit, the little summaries that get spit out are really handy because it's, if they just flat out tell us the alpha spawn, the northern spawn is this team. So it's here's the map. This is the alpha spawn. Here's the map. This is the alpha spawn. And then now I always know which button to push. It makes it handy.
Oh, for sure.
Chat asking if it's the top clans of the server that get to play. Yeah. So what they've done is, so we were talking about this briefly yesterday. Historically, in the past, this particular tournament, the Warship Masters event, used to be called the Warship Masters Invitational, and you only appeared to play in it if you were invited. Wargaming controlled the event. It was a cash tournament with a small cash prize pool. I think about $10,000 is how they've been setting it up the last 2 or 3 years. And they would invite, I think, 8 teams from each region, and it was strictly an international event. It was 2 weekends of international play, and that was it. This year, we're still doing 2 weekends of international play, but to figure out which teams are going to play in that bracket, they just opened it up and said, everybody that wants to play, put together a team, and we're going to play a regional qualification round, very similar to how King of the Sea is organized, and then pull from that, and then go play the international bracket, which will start next weekend. Oh, I caught Zath with a mouthful of glass. Sorry about that.
So, no, it's fine. So there's no requirement for team placement and clan battles, anything like that.
Nope.
A top tier team can sign up, or anybody can sign up.
Yeah, this is basically just grab whatever, grab 8 or 9 buddies, put together a team, come play for a couple days, and if you play well enough and win enough games, you're moving on to next weekend where you can earn some cooler prizes. That's kind of where we're at right now.
That's right. And there was only about a week of advance notice for this tournament. So, it turns into, if you've got a good group, a team that, are doing clan battles, as Puddin pointed out yesterday and today, there are clan battles. So a lot of the teams have to go play clan battles after fighting the tournament all day long.
Rough.
Right. So, it's difficult to try to get teams to pop in with that other commitment and at the same time on such short notice. So for a while, NA only had 3 teams and then 4. I even reached out to Raptor, said, we might not be doing this weekend. I don't know what's going to happen. I had Wargaming's official channel rated on Wednesday night after their normal weekly Wednesday stream. And that was a real focus of my stream at the start was sign up, get some friends, sign up, because you get prizes just for showing up. You get 1,000 doubloons each just for showing up, period. If you don't win anything, you're walking away with 1,000 doubloons. Okay, so you at least get something for your time. As you win, you get 500 doubloons and 500 steel, plus some epic containers. So, I mean, hey, that's good stuff too. You also have a really good shot of making it into the internationals, because the top 8 teams might not automatically advance. They're asked, hey, can you come? Can you make it? Remember, it's starting super early in the morning for people in an NA side of things.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we have ourselves a game, sir.
We do indeed. God help you if you're a West Coaster and you're playing next weekend. Poor Zath.
It's a 5 a.m. start, but by the way, guys, 5 a.m. start. I'm getting up at 3 a.m. for this next weekend and the following.
Yeah, bring your coffee.
Oh, yes. I've got my little 5-hour energy.
All right, Zath, let's head to Sleeping Giant here. Round 6 begins in the Warship Masters North American bracket here in 2026. We've seen Mock before. I don't believe, have seen Bonks before this event. I mean, before in the event. Oh, hang on a minute. I just realized. Stupid thing was still running something dumb. There we go. Let's try again. All right. Let's take a look over Mock's lineup here. As we spawn into Sleeping Giant, we're looking at Shorebridge's Chateau Renault and Just Dodge's Attilio Regalo. We have a triple cruiser lineup here. That's Legit Bros Howden Liu with unique upgrade. That is Just a Math Teacher's Castilla and GS Patton's Marseille. And then double battleship in the back, Shikishima's Thor and Billy Belovia's Preußen. Also, as we've pointed out many times, a lot of teams not running full secondary build Preußen. Billy Bovia here is also not as well.
Yep, just going for a standard tanky battleship build.
Yep.
This is probably the white play.
What do you got from Bonks?
Bonks on the south, it's got a Smollin. That's Battleship Nagato heading towards the sea cap.
Wow.
We've got What?
We haven't seen Smollin in forever. Go on.
No, we haven't. We got Optical X's Vamp Deuce making his way up to the 10 line with 2 Cold Bears in tow. That's Bowser and Bittersweet. I think it's going to be some really dirty things are about to happen over there.
Yes, it is, I fear.
We got Doomed Yuri and a Sevastopol. We haven't seen that in a long time either.
No, we haven't.
And Dyers and a Petropavlovsk without unique upgrade. And King Viper is in a Colombo with unique upgrade.
Seth, Smallland has been banned for so long in King of the Sea. I cannot remember the last time I saw one in a competitive game. It has to have been 3 or 4 years now.
Right. And in this tournament, Smallland is up there on points. It's 17 points.
Yeah, she's expensive.
That's an expensive ship.
But you're getting radar and a heal on top of the crazy good little EU small caliber guns for knocking around destroyers. So there's a lot to like about that ship. I want to see how this Death Snail works out over here on the 10 line for Bonks. This could be really, really filthy for Shorebridge.
It's going to be disgusting is what's going to happen because the Optical is going to stay in front. He's going to spot Math Teacher. And then Bittersweet and Bowser are just going to open up for free.
Yep. They caught a glimpse of Math Teacher, who's now trying to retreat and get out of detection.
Yep.
There are some torpedoes coming in, and the Vampire's Hydro is not running. He's about to see him and put him up. Put it up, though.
He's going to be reminded that he's got Hydro. Bittersweet's got Hydro going,
Bowser's going to take a torpedo.
Bowser. So that automatically, Mock is going to know, okay, that's what these guys are doing. Now, in order to be able to afford a more expensive ship like Smallland, Doomed Yuri's Sevastopol is quite cheap. The Colberts are extremely cheap.
Yes.
And Colombo is pretty expensive too, of course.
Yep.
Vamp Deuce, I think, is pretty cheap. Yes, 12 points.
We're looking at big twin bonks pushes here, right? One up the 7 line and the other one up the 9-10 line over here, trying to converge back on the B cap, while Mach is kind of taking the very, very long way around. They're well north of Thunderdome with 4 ships now. Not really sure what they're up to over there with them. Guess we'll see shortly.
Yeah, in this game, it's pretty common that you'll see players go for one side or the other. Oh, big hit there on Bowser.
Bowser got just spotted just enough, and the Poison got some punishment in. Bowser's been struggling a little bit to stay maneuvered in this smoke that Optical's been lying. He's not doing badly, but like right now he's out of it. He keeps kind of having to make these turns and maneuvers. He keeps finding himself just on the edge of it.
I get the feeling they started their smoke a little bit sooner than planned.
Could be. There's only 20 more seconds of smoke now. Optical's crawly smoke is about to run out. They do catch a glimpse of Surebridge's Chateau Renault here on the surface. He's going to try and get out of there. Pops his speed boost, starts running. Will it matter? I think they're just willing
so far.
I think they're willing to sell these Colberts to pick up this kill, Zath. Surebridge finally managing to go dark right there. Down to 3K. They're just blind firing him. They're fishing. They know he's over there. They know he can't slow down. All right, it looks like they're finally going to change targets. He's going to sneak away on 2,600 HP.
And the key for this was that Billy was forced to go forward in the Preußen, seeing that Sevastopol crawling up.
Yeah. The problem is that Math Teacher and Surebridge are dead. These guys are they're about to run out of map. Their team has left them to die, essentially. The Preußen, Billy, has retreated around the corner. They're surrendering the B cap. And so we're in a position now where Mach is 100% going to be down 2 ships here very shortly. So how are they going to respond? What are they going to do now?
Well, we've got a Just Dodge in the Regulo going straight into the A cap. Battleship Nagato's radar is available in the small end. He's waiting. There you go. Now he's using it.
I feel like
he should be able to get some resets.
I feel like Math Teacher's in a position where he should be using his fancy button to put some punishment down on these Colberts. This is a real ballsy move for Surebridge. He might actually... No, I thought he might take a stray shell there or two, but he doesn't. 60 seconds to the Castilla heel coming back.
Surebridge detected again.
Yeah, he's run. It was only a matter of time. He's run out of map.
Pretty much.
They're able to get some damage on these ships, but nothing nearly big enough as Math Teacher finally reaches the extreme corner of A10, and the Colberts are going to pick him up here in just a moment.
Yeah, he gets a nice hit on Optical X's Vamp Deuce, but...
And so now, 300...
and all this...
Go ahead.
All this time, they have bought... Mach's bought a little bit of time with repositioning. You can see Patton coming up the stern of Dyer's Petro. Nagato's small end is there to say hello.
Yeah, but Billy Ova is going to get farmed out here by the combined weight of Colbert spam.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to get up here for a shot on Yuri Sevastopol, and even now the best he can hope for is a ram, I think. Yuri's going to ground.
He might as well go for it.
He might go for the drive. I was going to say he might have gone for the drive-by, but now they're both going to ground. Yeah, he's overturned. They're both going to ground.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Billy now on 2 fires. His damage control 60 seconds away. He has a heal available he's not using. I don't understand that decision, but okay.
Who's not using a heal?
Billy. He had a heal ready. He could have at least tried, but he didn't.
He had just finished using it. It's an error with the mod.
Is it? I didn't realize that was a thing that could happen. All right.
Yeah. Kind of annoying. King Viper taking some torpedoes from the Thor.
Dyer's Petro now under pressure. Marseille astern of him. Regalo in front of him. I'm not sure why they're backing off of a Petro who can't torpedo anybody. Why wouldn't you just get up there and go get him?
Yeah.
Highly confused. Just Dodge now sails into the small and radar in time for Dyer to get his guns around. Torpedo salvo going to absolutely miss. And Dodge is going to get absolutely hammered by Petro. They're going to pick up King Viper's Colombo at the same time they lose Legit Bros Howden Liu.
Yep. Yeah, I don't understand the decision to just be so cautious up the stern for Dyer.
I don't know why you wouldn't just charge the Petro and be done with him. Like, he has no torpedoes. Why are you afraid of getting close to him? He's not going to be able to ram you in reverse. Get up on his broadside and just ruin him.
Yeah. Well, this game going Bonks' way.
Yeah, this is all over the. I mean, there's no question that that Bonks got their value out of their Colbert spam here. they got their 8 points worth or whatever out of those ships for sure.
Yep. 2 Colberts plus Vamp Deuce with that smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dangerous thing, and you have to respect that when you see that comp. You have to know that's coming.
Yep. Dyer does go down, but they're going to finish farming out Shikishima here in just a moment, and that'll be the game.
That will.
Solid strategy from Bonks, right? Normally we see a lot of people play around Thunderdome, get stuck in the middle of the map, and Bonks is like, nah, we're not going to play any of those shenanigans. We're going to push straight up the 7, 8, and the 10 line and clear out the backfield, grab B and C, and say, what are you going to do about it? And that's how it plays out.
Mm-hmm. That is exactly how it worked. We see that often in competitive. So, yeah.
Solid win for Bonks here on Sleeping Giant. We can head back to the training room and get ready for Northern Waters.
That's right. Let's do it. Yeah, I see people in my chat saying, I don't think I'll be awake enough to watch. Well, I don't know. I'll be awake enough to cast. We'll see.
I'm going to be carrying you. Is that what I'm hearing?
Okay, let me say it this way, dude. Last year I was in Austin, Texas for to hang out with a friend and using my friend's laptop at 4 a.m. to cover internationals, and we did okay. So I think I'll be fine.
You're an addict. You know that, right? It's not healthy.
Of course.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, I know.
I have serious concerns about this.
Get some help.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get help.
Yeah. The best part was being invited to go out drinking even later. And I'm like, I can't. I have to go back to sleep so I can wake up in 3 hours. That was the best.
Yeah.
Because my friend, quite the party animal.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think what's my... So I'm going to do this afternoon. Then I got to go back to work for a little while. Then I got to take a break this evening and record a podcast. Then I got to go back to work for as late as I can hold my eyes, prop my eyes open. Ugh. I can't wait for this week to be over. I thought last week was going to be the worst of it, and then I'd be through it. But no. It's all fallen into this week now, and it's like, oh, I can't wait for this week to be over.
And then it'll be next week.
I'm just ready for August to be over, right? Just August in general. It's like we were talking about at the top of the cast, right? Like, it's the worst month to live here. And on top of it, right now for me, it's the worst month on this bloody project I'm working on, and I'm just ready to be done with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we for me it's very similar. I'm planning on doing the regionals Wednesday and Thursday with Puddin'. My work was cool enough to let me do that with the understanding I'd be putting in the hours elsewhere. But there's only so much elsewhere to put those hours.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one this week.
Yeah, I already I looked at my schedule and I was like, all right, I got to do this. I got to get these things done, and then I'm going to do this goofy presentation probably on Thursday morning. We have like a 2:00 meeting on Thursday afternoon, and like 3:00 Thursday, I'm going to salute my boss and say, I'm not talking to you till Monday. Go away. Like, I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm taking tomorrow off. I'm done with this place, right? I just can't right now. So yeah.
Wow.
So here's a completely unrelated boats question. Now that
All right.
now that you've kind of settled in a little bit to your new location, your new place there in Arizona, what's your next big trip? What's your next big trip you've got on the calendar? Anything? You got anything planned?
I got a lot planned.
Share, baby. What are you willing to share? Don't overshare, but I'm curious.
So wife and I are looking to do a cruise in the Caribbean. We're looking to do that in February. So we're gonna give that a shot.
Good timing.
For her, it's good timing, but for her, I think it'll be a good opportunity to go. She's always been so afraid, as you know, about seasickness and that sort of thing.
It'll be fine.
So I think she'll be fine too. It's pretty much in her head. So she's going to do that. We're going to go to Ireland in May.
Nice.
So that'll be good.
Yeah.
And then in November, so remember last year I did this event in November. Actually, it was October, Call to Arms Live. It was for Stack Up. So this year they're doing it a little bit differently. This year they're doing it the weekend before TwitchCon, because
and TwitchCon's really late this year.
Yes, and Veterans Day is on Wednesday the 11th, which is always their big day for, right, Veterans and Memorial Day. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna have us out in Los Angeles. We're gonna do our big fundraiser on Wednesday, and then we're all gonna drive to TwitchCon.
Okay.
So they're going to drive us straight to TwitchCon, and they're handling flights in and out. If I was a veteran, they would be paying for my ticket to TwitchCon. I'm not, so that's fine. I'll pay. I don't mind. Yeah. But I thought that was really kind of cool, like the way that they put it together.
Yeah.
They even got a Airbnb if we wanted to stay with the group.
Nice.
All of us together. The only negative is it's a half an hour away. So by the time you do Ubering and stuff like that, it's, yeah, exactly. So I already had a hotel in downtown for the event. I grabbed it right away.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just stick with that and do it. But hey, you know what? If I've got my transportation to TwitchCon and home covered, that's kind of nice.
Well, you're also in a position now where you could consider just driving to TwitchCon going forward. It wouldn't be that big a deal for you.
Yeah, well, and Highfire's dad drives, and he lives in the same neighborhood as my dad.
Ah, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, we could literally carpool,
I mean, where you're in Phoenix to LA has got to be what, maybe 5 hours? 4 or 5-ish? No, not LA. You're going to San Diego. You're going to San Diego for TwitchCon, but still, either LA, San Diego, it can't be that far. Now I have to know.
It's about 4 hours of driving.
Yeah, it's like I said,
it's not too bad.
To know. The one that surprised me, I was having this conversation when I was in Vegas a few weeks ago with some folks who were we were talking about having, the big Star Wars Unlimited event that I was there for in Vegas next year was going to be in Disneyland. And somebody, and I think it was one of the Europeans was complaining. They were like, oh, that's way harder. And I'm like, it's not that much farther to go to LA than it is to Las Vegas, right? And off the top of my head, I said it's only 2.5 hours by car, and somebody was like, "Well, it's more like 4.5." And I was like, "All right, well that's still for me that's like Houston to Dallas. That's not that bad. That's not that bad." So this Google Maps tells me it's 5.5 hours from Central Phoenix to downtown LA. So I guess it kind of depends on where you're going in LA and where you're starting in Phoenix. But 5 hours is probably pretty reasonable. And then what's San Diego? San Diego is a little shorter. This is telling me 5. You go down and get on 8 and basically just takes you right in. So yeah. Okay. That's not bad. Yeah, you've got a pretty good location out there. Maybe one year.
All right, well.
Go ahead. Oh, we have a game.
We have a game.
That's more important. I'll say maybe one year I should fly out to you and we can carpool from your place.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be interesting.
You can do that.
That'd be interesting. All right, Zath, look, we're back on Northern Waters. Talk to me about the Mock lineup here in green as we get ready for Game 2.
Mock looking to tie it up so that we can go to Tears of the Desert. Let's see. We got Sherbridge in the Chateau Renault, Just Dodge in the Attilo Oregolo. Patton is now in a Prince Van Oranje. Just Matt Teacher is in the Castilla again. Noof is in a Salem. I think this is our first time seeing a Salem all tournament.
No, we saw
Billy
one
saw one yesterday. Did we?
We did. On this map.
Billy and oh yeah, you're right. Because he parked up in the
Parked on the edge of the map.
1-2 island up there.
Yep, exactly.
We got Billy in a Stalingrad, and then Shikishima is in a Preußen. Again, this time that Preußen is full secondary build.
Full on secondary.
Interesting. Tell us about the south.
All right, Bonks in red on the south spawn here, looking to repeat their little Vamp Deuce double Colbert trick. The same trio of shenaniganers is doing the same shenanigans again here as they head over towards the sea cap. So if you're having seen it now, if you're Mock, you've got to be going, all right, what do I need? How do I pull this off? What do I do? What am I doing to defend against this? They're sending Battleship Nagato's Smolensk over towards A, backed up by only Dyer's Petropavlovsk. Looking like those are just going to run a couple of radar boats to just delay and confound and maybe pick up a free destroyer kill if they can swing it. The other 5 ships, rounded out by Doomed Yuri's Sevastopol, King Viper's Colombo, all headed to sea. So going to be a big sea push here from Bonks on the south side of Northern Waters.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty strong open from Bonks. We'll see if they can find a way to somehow defend the A-cap despite so many forces from Mock going to A.
Chateau Renault position in the middle of the board. Sherbridge, very interesting.
So he's trying to dive down this. We see a lot of players do this in competitive. They try to dive down and see what they can see. Sometimes you can pick up. See, they just picked up King Viper that way. And so if you can get that early intel, right, you can get an idea to your team.
Yeah.
Where are they going? King Viper being the only battleship probably signals that Bonks' heavy side is going to be at sea.
Tells them something, and just like that, look how hard Shikishima hits the rudder on his Preußen, and he's going back to that side of the map.
Exactly.
Well,
King Viper taking a guess shot.
A whole bunch of torpedoes crisscrossing the A-cap, but nobody's home. Nobody even remotely near that cap on the north end. Nagato edging, creeping towards it on the south end. Is the Stalingrad radar even in range? It's not quite. Yeah, there's definitely a gap at the bottom end here of A that Nagato can sit in and not be radared, although he does have some torpedoes coming in. He's got a gap.
Yeah. The thing is that Billy's detected. So because Billy's detected, Nagato knows exactly where he can go to get in here. But Billy's continuing to reverse, so we are going to see that radar. There it is.
They're going to bait the radar, and then he's going to immediately drive right out of it. They're going to get one salvo out of this radar, it looks like. Yep, overshot him. Nagato baits that perfectly.
Yep. Now, in the meantime, you can see Just Dodge's Regulo smoking Noose Salem into that coveted safe spot-ish on the north side of this island. I do like that play.
I do as well. They're taking some pot shots, but they're just guessing. They have no vision on Noof or Just Dodge in that smoke. Dyer's just fishing. The Chateau Renault torpedoes force some maneuvering down at sea, but no hits.
Yep. And Math Teacher is getting into a precarious position now, finally being spotted. Here comes the smoke from Optical's Vamp Deuces. So then we got the 2 Colberts are going to open up again. Math Teacher saw this before. He's got to know this is what he's going to be getting next.
I'll be honest, if I'm Math Teacher right now, I'm going to dive this island. And then honestly, I'm going to just camp there. He's in a position now
He can definitely do it.
Neither Colbert can touch him. They're going to have to look at somebody else. So why not, why risk it?
Yeah, he does see the Preußen. Meanwhile, a lot of caution being played over at the A side. Just Dodge somehow detected a moment ago.
Looks as if Bonks is basically going to give up trying to defend the A-cap at all. They've repositioned Nagato and Dyer back pointing towards mid. They've realized that Mock has kind of sussed out this heavy push. And now Zath, check it out. The Colberts are caught on Hydro.
Yep, I'm watching this.
Good positioning.
I'm watching this.
Good positioning here from Math Teacher's Hydro, threatening this push. Now he's reversed maybe back a little too far. Yep, he takes big hits there. Down to 9K. He probably needed to snuggle up to the island just a little tighter now, as Bowser and Bittersweet have managed to back off just far enough to be out of the Hydro, but Bowser is at least spotted straight out of the smoke. But they do bag Math Teacher here.
Yeah, he backed up too far there, too afraid of those torpedoes.
Yeah.
As soon as he saw he dodged them, he should have just full W'd forward.
Now, in their defense, Mach is doing a really good job hammering Viper and Yuri as they push up the 7 line.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Yuri's got a slow tick, long duration heal, just like the Lu Xun. So you just turn it on and pray that you don't die while you're healing.
Yeah. And Yuri's Hydro is out. That's going to give Surebridge an opportunity to possibly land some impactful torpedoes here.
Yep. So far, that hasn't happened. Patton's in an awkward position, though. He's forced to show a good amount of side to both the Sevastopol and the Petropavlovsk.
Yeah, but Yuri is about to take some of these torps, I think. Can he dodge? I think he's going to take at least one. He is. Now down under 2K, torpedo. And that's out. He's out just like that. It's a tie game. Nope, we have a lead change. Mach moves out to their first lead of the match.
Yes, because they did grab the A cap.
Dyer's Petro now getting pushed from astern. Noof's Salem moving up. As the Stalingrad also punishing Patton as well. He's having to reposition. For all their bluster, they don't yet own the cap, and Viper is going out.
There you go. Okay.
Big kill for Mach as they pick up the Bonks battleship here in game 2.
Yes, and now Patton is able to use AP on Dyer, who really can't maneuver too much more thanks to the Stalingrad basically holding him honest.
Yeah, and Billy maybe...
there it is.
Oh, brilliant. Marvelous hit out of the PVO AP there. Patton needs to survive to get one more salvo and they can pick up Dyer. Here it comes. One more Citadel
Not enough
out of that salvo. Petro heals going down, and there he goes. Big kill. Big kill for Mach here, up 2 ships, holding the caps, trying to extract Patton. Trying to heal through the Colbert spam. So far, he's
Patton
managed
goes
it.
dark.
And so now... Go ahead.
You got the Regalo now, Just Dodge, heading straight to the C cap. He knows it's going to be safe to grab.
Yeah.
That's the insurance policy.
Bonks has essentially sold their entire board position to grab the A cap, the B cap, which they finally do. But Dodge will be on to C momentarily, and they do not have the board position to stop it. Now, they're going to lose. Mach is going to lose the poison. It's only a matter of time. The question is, what can they kind of take with it as it happens?
Yep. Billy now trying to get in position to help with the Stalingrad. If he can just get in radar range.
He's in range of the Smolensk yet, though he doesn't know it. He's not yet in range of optical. I think they're trying to catch the Colbert's smoke cloud here on radar. Yeah, and they're very close now.
Yeah, and now he's detected, so he should probably just pop the radar anyway. There he goes. That catches Battleship Nagato.
Yep, he does, so they can now see the Vamp and the Smolensk. The Smolensk should try and be the Vamp should probably try and be the pick here. They're going to lose sight of him as he ducks back out of the radar envelope. Still a 120-point lead for Mach here as they back cap the C cap here. And now, I was going to say Noof's Salem now in a position to punish the Nagato. Sorry, punish the Smolensk as well. Oh, and Optical. Oh, Optical's in trouble.
Yeah, Optical's pretty deep in that radar circle. Noof has to know that torpedoes might be coming his way.
They're going to get...
CCAP has been collected.
Yep.
Oof, nice hit.
Going to get a torp into Bittersweet and some more late blind fire into Optical there. Oh, as the biggest Salem AP comes in with the Colbert. Colbert was taking a risk there, and Noof made him pay for it.
Bowser just shooting out in the open for a while, and then here comes Bittersweet.
Yeah, more AP now for the Colbert fans in the crowd as Nagato's Smolin goes down.
Oh,
Zath.
Yeah.
Zath, you know what this means? I think we're
going to game 3, baby.
I think we're going to get to see our Tears of the Desert game we've been wanting. Pretty much cleanup time here. Mach bends at the B cap, but doesn't break in game 2. They're gonna even this series at a game apiece.
Yeah, great use of the Preußen. Even Math Teacher going down though, taking as much as he could off of the Colbert and the Vamp Deuce definitely helped.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the big thing was Bonks getting kind of stuck. Right, they were trying to push up, and then they kind of got stuck at B, and you can see the result of that.
Yeah. Having the Preußen there, and so here's the two things that I guess probably the big thing that I'll attribute this to early. No, we'll call it 2. We'll call it 2 things that I would put in the column for the reasons Mach won this match. One was the early intel provided by Sherbright's Chateau Renault, right? Pushing mid.
Yep.
They caught an early glimpse of that Cristoforo Colombo position, and that told them enough to turn around the Preußen and send him back to B. And then when they did that, the result of that is that then there is a significant delay, right, in Bonks' ability to get into the B cap, right? They expected, I think, to clear out whatever over there and get into B and have everybody in position before Mach reacted, and that did not happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, brilliant play, and I think we kind of highlight that importance of that intel coming in here. So,
yep, this is moments like that, right? That ability for early intel is one of the big reasons that aircraft carriers have never really come back to competitive play in King of the Sea, in like community tournaments like King of the Sea and Warship Masters, right? Because teams don't like how easy it is for a CV player to provide intel on early ship positioning for both teams. They vastly prefer it if you're going to get this intel, you have to sacrifice something to earn it. Could be health, could be early board position. Maybe you do what the Chateau Renault did on this game. You go to early to mid to get the spotting rather than rush a cap circle for early points, right? Those kinds of things. It's a trade-off you're making.
And if I can give you a little bit of clan history, when our clan, Kraken, right, we were involved in testing out early seasons of clan battles. And for the longest time, carriers were a big part of that. And then one time they said, well, let's just see what happens if we don't have carriers. Yes. And everybody's like, this is so much better.
It's more fun. It's more, I don't want to say interactive. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it, but it's more engaging. It's more engaging for the players when the intel on the opponent's deployment, positioning, everything has to be earned by thinking ahead or repositioning ships as opposed to, just send some planes over there and let's go find out, right? It's way more interesting. Just imagine, y'all, if, Raptor and I, as casters, we have the all-seeing eye, right? We see everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. But if you were to just, open that up to both teams and everybody can immediately just see where everybody's going. Think about how boring that's going to be. Oh, they're going this way. We're going to go this way. Oh, they changed here. We're going to change there. And then it's just this constant, and eventually everybody just goes to the middle, Yeah, I think that's the thing that, sometimes, right? And you and I have discussed this before. I occasionally miss the old way that we used to have to call games like this, where you could see all of one team and I could see all of another, but we could only see what that team and those ships rendered on their maps. We didn't have the the God view that we have now in the modern game. We've had it for many years now, probably 5 or 6. But it was an adaptation moving from the old style of that, right? Many times I would have to be like, Zath, we haven't seen such and such destroyer in a while. Where's he at? And usually you'd be like, I'm so glad you asked. Move your camera to here and you're about to find out. You know, that kind of thing.
Or sometimes I don't answer. I say, you'll find him in a moment or two.
You'll see in a second.
And then when it happens, but, you know, I think from a caster's perspective, there's that excitement too, right?
Yes.
Of only watching your team and where they're going. Mm-hmm. And then thinking about, okay, so what are
How do I react?
You know, how do I react? How is the enemy team going to react to the deployment you're seeing, right? And then again, from the player's perspective, at the beginning there, only the Colombo was detected. Only the Colombo. And that caused a whole paradigm shift in how Mach reacted to it, right?
Yes.
As you said, immediate, you know, on the side of that Preußen.
The record scratch, he's like, hard over. Yes, sir, hard over, you know? Exactly right.
So, yeah, I mean, and that's just one ship blinking into vision for a few seconds, and that's it.
Yep. Well, and if it had been just a cruiser, you might not have seen the reaction. But this is the value of these. There's only the one battleship on the opposing team. And when you see where they've deployed it, you can make some pretty strong assumptions about the strategy that they're chasing. And the Mach guy's reaction there made all the difference in game 2.
Absolutely.
Quick warning has nothing to do with the game. I heard some thunder here a moment ago. And so I'll warn you, I'll warn everybody watching, if I blink out of existence, I'll probably try and come back because it probably just means we had a little power flicker, a little brownout at the house with the thunderstorm. That can happen this time of year. So apologies in advance if it occurs.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I see the radar.
Yeah. This time it's the right time of year for it, and we've had a lot of high pressure lately. But this weekend they specifically told us, hey, you might get a little thunderstorm here and there, so keep your eyes open. So it's like, I just heard some thunder. Might happen.
Yeah, it's just pop-up storms, the usual that happens, like you said. We got
summertime.
Wind coming off the Gulf.
Summertime by the ocean, baby. You learn to live with it.
Yep.
So Zath, this will be our first game on Tears of the Desert. Players hate playing this map. Why? Why does everyone despise playing Tears of the Desert? I want your insights.
The biggest problem with Tears is that you essentially start off at an angle, and when you're trying to get to places, because of how smallish the map is, and then when you put it on an angle, it's even smaller than that. You get a lot of ships that get discovered broadside early. That's why we specifically call it Tears of the Cruisers, because the cruisers are the ones that get spotted, and then they're the ones that get blapped by the battleships. So, yeah, Tears you have to play extremely cautiously. There's a couple areas that are destroyer playgrounds, like the triple islands that form, the channels over there on the southeastern side of the map. And there's just also a whole lot of large area. It's also, frankly, not a very well balanced map either, because you've got on the Bravo spawn, the south spawn, you've got 2 islands jutting out that prevent you from moving along the border if you need to run away.
These diagonal maps play faster than people think sometimes because your quote unquote backfield is artificially constrained on the left and the right from the minute you spawn in. You don't think of it that way, but it is. And so we'll see how these two teams choose their lineups and their deployments. It's time to go, Zath. You ready for game 3?
Oh, I'm ready for game 3.
Let's go, baby. Make sure you use the reverse spawn.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again today, we're looking at the rubber game of a best-of-3 series between Bonks and Mach here in the Warship Masters 2026 tournament, the NA regional bracket. Zath, Bonks in green, top of the map. What do we got?
Very interesting changes here. Dyer's in Attilo Regalo. Negato's in Regalo. We got Optical and Chateau Renault. They're all shooting the water, which makes me feel like we're going to have a draw.
Yep. We are having a restart.
Yes, yes. Optical even using torpedo reload booster just to vomit out some torps because why the hell not?
Because why not? Yep.
All right, let's go back.
So, for those of you who, oh, did they get the map wrong? Is that what happened there?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
I missed it. Okay.
So I'm going to do my characteristic close game. Could have gone either way.
Yeah. For those of you that aren't familiar, it is both either team can call a mulligan start, like a restart, if because we're in training rooms. Sometimes people crash. Sometimes the training rooms get a little weird, and so it's not that uncommon occasionally for a team to zone into a map and one of their players crash. And as long as you call that within the first 2 minutes of the game, everybody's going back to port for a free restart. Each team can do that up to one time. This one was just free because this was an incorrect restart for incorrect map configuration.
That's correct. Now, one of the keys, though, is you are not allowed to change commander builds, ship builds, any of that stuff.
Yeah, everything has to stay the same.
Yep. All right, here we go. So this one is just an easy clerical error. You know, they thought it was, So
yeah, some of these maps have like 5 and 6 configurations when you're choosing them in the training room, and so choosing the correct cap configuration and all the rest of that stuff is important. And if you don't get that right, well, you got to get it right. You got to go back and start again. So one more time with feeling, Zath.
That's right. Here we go.
Indeed. All right, one more time, Zath. Try again. Game 3 of Bonks and Mock here in the Warship Masters 2026 NA bracket. Talk to me about the Bonks lineup.
Yeah, on tiers of the cruisers. So we've got Dyer in an Attila Oregolo, Battleship Nagato in another Oregolo, Optical in a Chateau Renault, backed up by Doomed Yuri, who is now in an Henri instead of Sevastopol, Bowser in a San Martin, Bittersweets now in a Manitar. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
And then King Viper in a Willem der Est, the first time seeing this bad boy all tournament.
So
looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
I'm going to come back and ask in a minute for you to give me the quick version of Willem de Eerst and why we might be looking at that battleship in this lineup.
Okay.
Quick look here.
Tell us about Mock then.
Yeah, quick look here through the Mock lineup. In red, spawning to the south, we've got a Chateau Renault. That's Surebridge again. Just Dodge now in a Lushun. It is a 4-cruiser lineup for Mock. We're looking at GS Patton's PVO. Math teacher now in a Venezia. Double Venezia here is Noof, so those guys look like they're headed over towards the BCAP. And Bilibiliovia is in a Stalingrad. And a single battleship, Shikishima's Preußen, is back again, this time with a much more secondary build.
Yeah, worth noting, both Venezias are running unique upgrade. That means that their concealment is not as good. However, they do get an extra charge of their exhaust smoke generator. I like to call it that deep water smoke, and they could cycle it quicker. So look to those two playing together.
Zath, talk to me about Willem de Eerst. Why would you choose this battleship in 7v7 Warship Masters?
So the hull itself is a tier 9 Duncan. And it does not have the funny torpedoes that the British battlecruiser line has. Instead, it has the Dutch airstrike capability. So, especially on a map like this, where you get people that traditionally fight over the middle island, or perhaps the corner island, or perhaps that group of islands in the 7-8 line, hotel, H78, whatever. So you get a lot of use out of that Dutch airstrike. At least that's the concept behind it. So we'll have to see. Personal opinion, I'm never a huge fan of it, but I know there are some people that swear by that battleship.
Okay. One thing I also wanted to point out, Zath, each of the Regalos that Bonks is running have very different captain's builds.
Yes.
Nagato's is built for kind of max range, max reload, whereas Dyer's is not really. He's gone a different way with that build. He's got some range, don't get me wrong, but not quite what Nagato has done. Very different.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Billy now turning away in the Stalingrad, showing a lot of side doing it.
Getting absolutely wrecked. I think that was Henri AP coming in there for some citadels as he made the turn.
Yes, I'm not quite sure the decision making for pulling him out like that, but what we are seeing is a destroyer wolf pack here from Bonks. They're going to bump into just Dodge's Lu Xun, and then the Regulos are going to smoke up and they're just going to start playing.
Yeah. Dodge doesn't realize the danger he's in now as both Regulos start in on him from his starboard side. The Chateau Renault is going to take some pain for this maneuver, but Bonks basically betting that they can take the Lu Xun off the board here very quickly. See
now, what Dodge needs to do is start healing now. He can't wait until it's max heal. He's got to start now, and he's forgetting to do that.
He does finally get there.
Optical's outside of Hydro range, so he's going to try to go dark.
Yeah, they're still taking shots at Optical while he's still getting punished here. I'm really surprised that he's still opening up. He could have been dark by now.
Trying desperately for that initial kill on Optical, paying for it dearly.
The heal's holding him steady for the moment. He's got about 25 more seconds to run with it as he finally does drop off detection.
While this has been going on, Billy, though, in trouble.
Yeah, big time.
Forced a DCP.
Basically was in trouble as soon as he made that turn and took 3/4 of his HP. There's a fire.
Yeah. And now the Regulos are just going to work down him as the Preußen in the middle of the map. Huh.
Yeah, the Regulos are just going to ruin him now. He's going to burn down. He's on triple fires already.
Why not just pop your radar then before you go down?
Good question.
A little late there.
Yeah, pretty late. They're going to get about 3 seconds of it before he dies. First blood going to Bonks here in Game 3. Preußen out here in mid, kind of just getting his HP farmed.
Yeah, Mock sending the other group. This is very reminiscent of the first battle where you sent a whole bunch of ships out one way and everybody dies before they get to their position.
King Viper's Willem de Eerst now in a duel with Shikishima's Preußen. Taking some damage. I'm guessing that Willem doesn't get the British super heal, right?
Correct.
Okay. Question is Shiki's gonna live to make his next heal? But will it be enough in the end? Viper getting
Venezias are starting to get in on this.
Yeah, Viper getting absolutely hammered now. He's down under 20k.
Yep, that's the Venezia sap.
Yep, Shiki does make it to his next heal as the Venezias begin to close in on Bowser, who's got torpedoes coming in astern of him in the San Martin.
Comes a PVO strike.
Shiki trying to get back behind hard cover, but he's oversteered a little bit, I think. Now he might make it.
And that'll do it for King Viper, I think.
He does survive the PVO strike, but I think King Viper might go down here. He does. Wow. Big kill for Mach here early. They needed those points. Now they've got to try and dislodge Bowser out of the sea cap.
Yeah, and Sherbridge just kind of derped right into Bowser's Hydro. Feels bad.
Patton's Prince Venerangi here, now subject to the Regalo Pain Train back along the 3-4 line. As Optical Chateau Renault does the spotting for his teammates in the crawling smoke. They're making a beeline for the Bravo cap. Patton not sure where the Chateau Renault is. He's turning into torpedoes. They're trying to pick up the kill on the San Martin. Shiki down to 2,600. He gets to another heal. Wow. He's managed to just hold on to this thing.
Yeah. Good seamanship there as Patton is about to go down.
Yep. Patton does finally succumb to the Regalo Pain Train.
Look at Sherbridge. Look at Sherbridge. He's going for it. He gets it.
Wow.
And then he gets torpedoes himself.
You begin to feel
Okay.
like you feel like Mock maybe is like, well, I mean, they're down a ship, they're down on points. This Regalo smoke train is just ruining their lives right now. Both battleships
Yeah.
out of the game. Just dodges Lushun caught out again. He's caught bow into these guys. He's going to be dead in
And
moments.
he's actually reversing.
He's trying to get the Chateau de No off the board. He's going to get there.
And then die himself.
So I'll be honest, if I'm Mock, that doesn't feel like an amazing trade, but it's not the worst trade. Because you got rid of the spotters.
What you need to happen really is Noof and Math Teacher, they got to regroup and they got to take out Bittersweet's Minotaur.
Noof just took 20K in smoke, blind fired from the Henri. Now, Noof,
I'm pretty sure he was actually radared by Bittersweet's Minotaur.
Oh, he might have been. I thought it was a blind shot, but I must have missed it. Noof, on the other hand, about to be picked up on the Minotaur Hydro. He's holding steady here behind this island. Doesn't want to go out there. Either knows or suspects the torpedoes are coming.
And that's what I mean. Like, I don't like Math Teacher leaving, right?
Yeah,
you got to have both of them working together. One goes on either side of the island and takes out Bittersweet, right? And then you go and deal with the Henri. Otherwise, you're just essentially giving up the game. I mean, Math Teacher's full health. Good for you, buddy. He's
kind of gotten left to die here. The AP or the SAP could possibly punch out the Minnow in a single salvo if he can make it work.
Correct.
Bittersweet's now swapping around, getting the torpedoes ready. Going to try and pick up this Venezia. He does. That ought to do it.
Yep.
Don't see a way for Mock to get back in now as the poor 55,000 HP Venezia runs away and possibly could have made a difference at the C cap.
Exactly. And I just don't get the play call decision for that. At that point, you got to go and just isolate a target, right? Okay, Preußen's on his own, fine, whatever. He's up against a couple of Regalos. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. Go deal with the Henri or go deal with the Minotaur. Both were isolated at that point, right? Bittersweet was on the other side of the island. They could have easily W'd straight at Doomed Yuri's Henri and tag teamed him to death.
Yeah.
Instead, one went into hide and then got clobbered, and the other one just picked up his ball and went home.
Yep. Mock trying to pick up some late kills here, but they're going to be Pyrrhic victories if they come at all. Shikishima's...
I mean, they lose in a minute.
Yeah, Shikishima's got another heal available, but he's holding on to it for the moment. Math Teacher puts his smoke up, trying to reclaim this B cap, I think, but in the end, you're just sticking fingers into the dike.
Pretty much. At that point, you're better off using your sap to try to get that kill on Dyer's Regalo when it was spotted.
Teacher turning into the torpedo salvo now. He doesn't know it's coming. Going to take probably at least one of these. Might be actually ahead of all of them.
Doesn't matter.
No, he is actually ahead of all of them. They pick up the Poison, 999. And the Radar Minnow is going to survive the whole match. Even that, at the very end, can't quite pick up the kill.
Nope.
Hell of a game from Bonk, Seth.
Yeah, a very good game for both teams, but Bonk's just coming out with the better strats at the start there. Couple of key engagements, losing half the Stalingrad's HP at the start really hurts.
Rough. That was rough.
Watching the Lucian getting bloodied as well really hurts. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Now, to Just Dodge's credit, right? He got bloodied, but he didn't die.
Yes.
Ordinarily, the point of the wolf packs, right, is that you RoboCop the opposing destroyer, right, or whatever, for free. That didn't happen. He got away.
Correct.
So kudos to him. It just didn't work out in the long haul.
Right. Right. And I think part of that was waiting too long to start that heal. I called that out before. When you're in an engagement in Lucian and you know you're going to be taking fire from multiple ships,
Don't wait.
probably for a long time, just hit the damn button.
Yeah, don't wait.
Because you're going to take enough damage to justify that heal. A lot of players like to use mods, myself included. There's a mod that will remind you, hey, there's like a flash. You know, you're at full HP, you can heal now. And in Lucian, it's very easy to fall into that trap of waiting until that flash, and then you realize, oh crap, this is going to take me 2 minutes to heal. So part one is that. The other part of that is it slows down your next heal, right? You can't get the next heal going as soon because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Dodge's Lucian play there, like, there was a couple of things that I would have done differently, but it wasn't bad. Like, he got away, he survived.
Yes.
He was obviously trying to put enough punishment on the opposing Chateau Renault, right, to kind of like, let's get this guy or whatever. The Stalin, they basically gave up Billy Stalingrad for free, right? So which is always painful. Like, you never want to find yourself in that position. But the other thing I think that maybe, I don't want to call it a mistake. If we go back to game 2, they looked at the lineup and got a little bit of early intel and read the map correctly. Almost within seconds, turned the poison around, we're going to B, we reacted. This game, we started off, right, and they looked at the lineup and maybe didn't quite cotton on to what the intent was with the Regalos, right? When we see Destroyer Wolf Packs historically in Warships, it's things like Triple Kleber, as an example. However, that's prohibitively expensive in this format. And so what you see Bonks doing is finding cost-efficient ways of doing, smoke HE spam pain trains with the Vamp Deuce and the Double Colbert. In this instance, a spotter destroyer and a pair of smoked Regalos, right? Built for gunpowder.
Right.
And so maybe you haven't seen that, okay, but you've got to be able to like look at that and go, I bet that's how that's going to play out. As a destroyer, then, when you look across and you even suspect that that's an opposing wolf pack, you approach the entire match differently. And I also feel like your callers and your ship positions have to be thought through, or maybe adjusted minorly to kind of think through that once you have an idea of where they are.
The key difference, right, in that engagement was that there was a Chateau Renault as well as those two Regalos, right? If the two Regalos were by themselves, it'd be a different story, right? The Lucian could just pop his Hydra, which he did, and try to advance into the smoke, and then he could blab them while they can't see back, right? Because they're in their own smoke. So that proved to be a decisive engagement, but also, like I had mentioned at the halfway point or whatever in that game, Mach was spending a lot of time trying to maneuver these ships into position to do something, and I feel like with so few ships on the board, with the emphasis on maneuvering, getting into position, I think you almost need to apply a brawls perspective to this tournament, which is we got to get in and we got to do our damage as soon as possible, right? So if you're going to waste the time to go and get in a position, it takes 5 minutes to do that. What's the rest of your team doing in those 5 minutes, right? They're making contact with the enemy and they're getting bloodied hard.
Yeah.
So I feel like in game 1 and game 3, Mach was doing that, unfortunately, to the point where they just, by the time those ships got into the battle, it was just too late.
I don't wholly disagree with your sentiment, but I think I'll disagree a little bit in game 3 because Tears plays much quicker than it looks, right? We talked about that at the top of the match. It's deceptive. The diagonal spawns, how those maps spawn, where you spawn, the whole match can develop quickly before your ships are where you want them to be. Your teammates on the opposing side of the map can be in real trouble, which is exactly where Mach found themselves in game 3. Some of that may be a little self-inflicted, the Stalingrad, for example, but some of it was the opposing team, Bonks, looking at the map and saying, if we just shove 50 knot regalos down their throats, what are they going to do? That's on you now.
Sure.
You figure it out. You're presenting a tactical challenge to your opponent that you're hoping they don't have a plan, ready, waiting at hand to respond to it. You're basically forcing them to come up with something on the fly, and you're hoping that they don't.
Right.
I will say I liked where Mock was going with the Venezias, right? Trying to run them up the island chain, work them into the backfield, and play the sea cap or whatever. But I think maybe, and I maybe want to. I don't want to speak completely out of turn, but I'm kind of just like, I'm wondering if maybe that's a little too clever for this map, right? Just because of how where you spawn, you have to go through the B cap and all the way around, and like it's a long way to get to the cap.
It is
where you spawn. It's way shorter to get to the A cap and just fight over that. So there's a part of me that would sort of question the overall strategy. If you're going to do that, maybe you send, I don't know, 2 ships that way. But I feel like the way tiers is currently configured for what we're playing here in this tournament, you really have to send a preponderance of force to A to, at a minimum, hold the stalemate. In other words, nobody owns it. If I don't own it, nobody owns it, while your other ships jockey for position on the other side of the map.
So, I mean, if you think about it, right, so Mach went AC, right?
Yes.
Whereas Bonks went AB. So they had forces in position to kind of support each other, whereas Mach just simply couldn't until the Venezias got into that position where they could make something happen. And for a little bit they were able to, but I think the amount of damage done also tells a story. So I went ahead and pulled up some stats from that game. Bittersweet's Minotaur did 122,000 damage.
He had great positions using the island to block LOS, where he could get free damage on the poison, for example.
Doomed Yuri's Henri
crushed
had
it.
7 citadels.
Yes.
7 citadels, 120,000.
Yeah, he had the most impactful AP salvos in the entire match.
Battleship Nagato in the Regalo, 113,000. In the Regalo, right? He got 2 floods and 6 fires. He's doing work.
Yeah.
And then, you compare that with the highest damage player on Mach was Justin Math Teacher's Venezia.
Yeah.
90,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mach just not in a position really to get those ships, to get that damage done to the enemy.
Yeah.
And you saw what happened.
Speed is its own, I don't want to say reward, its own, how do I want to phrase this? It's a quality all its own in a game of warships, right? And I don't think it's something that the game didn't have for a very long time. It wasn't until the French destroyer line got added that the Asians, in my opinion, the Asia server players really taught the rest of the global community what you could do with 50 knot destroyers. And suddenly everybody else was like, whoa, it was like Jeremy Clarkson speed, and everybody kind of latched onto it after that. And since then, Kleber has been a menace. Regalo, cut from a similar cloth, completely different set of tools, but certainly not incapable in the right hands.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. And I think what's cool about this tournament is that there's a whole lot of back and forth that goes on. And, just seeing the different strategies, different play styles, it really does. It's really fun to watch. Let's put it that way.
I love it. I'm a huge fan. I'm a big fan. I love it when we get and the international bracket next week is going to be tons of fun for the same reason, right? You get more people together. Now you're getting all the different servers and their different play styles, not just the individual teams, but how each region, right, views the game and how they approach. It's always so much fun. I love it. Big fan.
Absolutely. So again, for next weekend, y'all, we're going to have the internationals. SeaRaptor and I will be covering it on Saturday and Sunday. There will be drops, special Warship Masters drops that you can get. As a matter of fact, if you go to worldofwarships.com. You can see those drops for yourself.
Are they up now? I couldn't find a news article.
Community drops. It's in the community drops for 15.7. There's a screen there on the Warship Masters
see
tournament.
It now. I was expecting to see a separate article on the tournament, but you're right. There it is.
Yep. So it's been there since they came out with that article. So you can get the paid actor flag on weekend on Saturday. It's a great flag.
I love that flag. That's a great one. That's a great one.
And then you on the second day you get a mission for a Distant Voyages premium container, which is a random permanence camouflage, which is kind of nice.
Love it.
For both of these, you have to watch for 90 minutes. And then weekend 2, there's a mystery drop for pretty much everyone's going to get bonuses or community tokens, but you could get a Napoli, Marceau, or Rhode Island at
very small chance.
1%.
Yeah.
Yep. And then on the final day, you get the special camo for St. Vincent, which is awesome. It's a great camouflage.
I vaguely remember this one. We had this conversation yesterday about that one, yeah.
That's the one that looks like an old ship of sail. I don't know if the press accounts have it or not. I could take a look.
I'm actually going to go look now that you bring it up. Let's have a peek.
Yeah, why not?
I would expect the press accounts to have it. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's see.
You never know.
British battleship. St. Vincent. Exterior. No. Yeah.
Nope.
Negative. Nope.
Does not have it.
Not even listed as one I can purchase. Very sad.
No.
Okay.
No. But I'll show it when we get to live play later. But basically, it's meant to look like an old ship of sail. It's got wooden hull. It's got cannons in port that will actually come out of the portals and fire.
Nice.
It looks awesome.
Nice.
It looks awesome. So you definitely are going to want that. That's going to be the second weekend. And again, for those of you in North America, set your alarms to get up early because we start at 5 a.m. Pacific, which would be 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Brutal.
Abso-freaking-lutely, yes.
All right. We have a map rotation now, Zath, for our very next match. Why don't we bring that up?
I see it.
There we go. Last match of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the final match in the regular... Well, I say final match. Our final scheduled match of the weekend in the regular NA bracket play. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm going to finish my notes here. Yodo. This is... this is...
The pain train failed. We call it a train of fools. Sure.
What is that from?
Talking about the Tilla Regulo pain train.
Ah, yes.
The two of them working together. Yeah.
Yes. There we go. Okay. Notes are good. We are ready to go. Just waiting on the room to get set up, and we'll be underway in just a few minutes with this match.
Yes.
Now, let's take a quick peek at standings, Zath. Last I checked, HSR was crushing it in Group 1.
They looked extremely strong.
Interestingly enough, they are now 4-1. Or did they win last round and it's not showing? They had a bye last round. Okay, got it. Looks like does KSC have a bye this round? No. Yes, KSC's bye is already in. That's the difference. They
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So
meanwhile, Yodo is in 5th place right now.
In group, in their group. So now, well, you say 5th place, but they're 3-2, and HSR currently is 4-1. If Yodo can win the match, they probably can move up to where they might make the grade.
Exactly. So this is a very critical game or critical match for, frankly, both teams.
Yeah.
Remember AM dropping from the tournament, so that's an easy up for everybody else.
Yeah.
PN, we started by looking at them yesterday against KSC, currently in last place.
They're basically out. They're only one win. They shouldn't move on. The other 5 teams in Group 1, that's KSC, HSR, Resin, Divco, and Yodo, all technically still in the mix for the moment. I believe that Divco is going to fall. They're probably going to be knocked out but I don't know that, so don't quote me on that. We'll have to look at the final standings when all's
Well,
said and done.
And remember, when we say knocked out, we mean
Not
they don't
moving
make
on.
the top 8. But no, they could move on if enough teams can't make it the following weekend.
True.
So even though you might say, we're going to be 9th place or 11th, it's still worth pushing hard because there's always a chance they'll come to you next. KSC last year, KSC, if I remember right, were like 13th or something, and then they got invited in because nobody else above them could do it.
So yeah, they couldn't field teams. Somebody dropped something like this. And then over in Group 2, Bonks has essentially stamped their ticket already. They don't have a match loss yet. Virtus, with only 1 match loss to our boys in Mock, I might add, is 4-1. So they're pretty highly probably moving on. And then at the moment, you've got Mock and Inca both looking at 3-2 records, which very possibly could mean they're moving on as well, especially depending on how this last round plays out. So KSB has probably an outside chance to play spoiler and maybe sneak that last spot in this group. Bonky and RSR are basically out. They will not be moving on to next weekend. The room is up, by the way, if you want to join us.
Thank you. At least that's the plan.
Yes.
And like I said, you never know. In that Discord, there could be hey, who wants to show up? We got a spot.
I'm going to say I'm going to paint with broad strokes for this very reason, right? Because just because you qualify, it is entirely possible that your team might say, look, we can't field a team. We don't have enough people, whatever, and so.
Yep.
Somebody else below you will end up taking your place. So there we go.
Yeah, we get that often, especially on NA, where teams will sign up. They'll do the regional part of it, but internationals is just out of their potential time to play. So they just say, well, we can't do it. Sorry. So it's unfortunate.
Yep. All right. Well, room's up. Teams are getting ready. We're going to start back on Land of Fire, a map we have seen all kinds of different takes on. We saw a little glimpse of Yodo yesterday, didn't we? We saw them play Resin.
Yes, correct. And they got slaughtered.
They did. Resin looked really good, and Yodo did not in that match.
Right.
I'm going to be curious to see how HSR squares up, because they surprised me yesterday that they had some wins yesterday that I was not expecting. I want to look at their results here, right? Because they lost 2-1 to Divco, but then swept PN, KSC, and Resin. So the only games that they have dropped the whole tournament have been to Divco, which I think is really interesting. A team that I don't know much about. That was literally just this last round. They didn't lose a game all yesterday, HSR, and today they're just in round 5, or just earlier in round 5, they lost 2-1 to Divco. That's their first match loss of the day, of the tournament.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to cover Divco at all so far.
No, that's a bummer. I always try to set these up so we catch every team once, but it just didn't work out that way today, with this event anyway.
Man, they've got quite the... take a look at their team lineups here. We've got players from Peru, Guatemala, Chile, Argentina.
Which for which
That's
team?
cool to see.
HSR or Divco?
Divco.
Okay, hold on.
Divco.
I'm trying to pull up the roster here. That's their results. Participants. Here we go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, doing quite well.
I'm in the wrong place. I need to do that over here. Matches. Round 6. Divco. No, I got to do signups. Here we go. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yep.
Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep, Venezuela, yep.
What is the 2 red with the white stripe in the center? Is that still South American? I don't recognize that flag.
The 2 red with the white stripe in the center.
It's red. It's vertical bars, right? Red, white, red. Who is that?
Yep. I don't know. You talking about Kurfürst the Ruthless there?
Yeah, like that one. Well, it's Ice Wave, CH Eris, and Alexander the Great all have that same flag. I'm trying to figure out what that is.
No, I'll have to see.
Survey says Peru. Okay, that's Peru. I wouldn't have known that. I don't recognize the Peruvian flag on sight. Okay.
Yeah.
The other ones I all knew. I didn't know that one. And I should have figured that out. It's literally right there in the "Where are we from" description. I should learn to read.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we got HSR, and they have players from China, U.S., Canada, and is that Mongolia?
No, that's not Hong Kong.
What flag is that?
I actually don't know that one. What is that flag? I wonder if that's Singapore?
No, that's not Singapore.
It's not? Okay. It's so tiny. It's hard to make out what the symbology is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's have a peek.
Interesting.
Let's have a peek if we can figure it out. Yeah, get off. These go away. OMG. Okay, no. Here we go. I gotta look at it again. Man, that's hard to. It's so tiny.
Yep. Yeah, it's not Mongolia. It's like Sheldon Cooper presents Fun with Flags.
Fun with flags. I know, right? Did you figure it out?
It's Macau. Yeah, it's Macau.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is Macau. You're right. I see it now. Look at that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Macau had its own flag. I knew Hong Kong did.
Right. Interesting.
That is fascinating. The things you learn doing this event, Zath. I love it. I would never.
The more you know.
The more you know. I would never have come up with Macau. That's awesome.
Right.
That's
well.
That's cool. I love it. All right, Yodo's all here. HSR still missing a person. Got about 60 seconds or so till we're supposed to kick this off. Let's see what happens. There they are. Now they're all here.
I'm gonna start the ready train.
Yes. Yeah. Let them know. Don't never. All my methodology is never tell them to wait on us. Ever.
We had a stream. We were delayed 5 minutes or 3 minutes because the streamer had just started an ad break, and it's like, oh, that's your fault, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
that sounds like a you problem, my son, my child.
And with all due respect to that streamer, we looked and they had like 12 viewers, and we're like, so we're holding up the entire tournament for that. You know, like, okay, I get Warships Official.
That's different.
They got 1,000 plus.
That's different.
Hey.
When you work with the mainstream, they set the pace for things, right? Because they're the big.
That's
show.
right.
Plus, it's their game.
That's right.
So, like, you smile and nod and say yes, sir.
But even us, I wouldn't want to ask somebody to wait with our numbers. Just go. It's fine. We will figure it out.
I subscribe to the same philosophy here. I developed the philosophy here, but I apply it to my tabletop streams as well, right? When I go into somebody else's venue, somebody else's event with cameras to try to show off the event and the game and the players, I always tell the judge staff, man, don't let me dictate the pace of your event. My job is to keep up with you, not the other way around, right?
Right.
Unless I've had tournament staff come to me and say, we're gonna once we get guys at the stream table, they're gonna get a little extra time. We're gonna hold them from starting until you give us a thumbs up. Okay, that works. I'm happy to do that if that's how you want to play it. But I'm never gonna ask for that, right? Because you as the tournament organizer or the shop or whatever, you have an event to run. I'm just here to showcase it, right? So that's that's kind of how I always look at these events, right? I'm just a streamer. The guys playing and the guys running the event should dictate everything that goes on. We're just here to show up and hold on and ride the train.
Right, exactly. Speaking of the train, we have one person leaving the training room, so we'll have to see. HSR is all 100% ready to go.
Yeah, Yodo's down a person right now, and we're technically after start time. I don't see a ref in the room. There, he's back now. Okay. Poverty.
Yeah.
One of the guys is like, what are the mods? Yeah, I don't know, but whatever.
Well, because, I mean, the mod that we usually have where it puts the point values of all the different ships, that also shows up in the training room. So it's very easy for your team to go, oh, we're at 100 or 99 or whatever.
Or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Or worse, we're at 110. Uh-oh.
We're all here. We're ready. I think it's time, Zaf.
Nope. You just jinxed it.
Oh, come on.
Yup. I'll just add my little.
I thought we were ready, and so I typed in chat, push the button, Kronk. And Zaf types, wrong button.
Wrong button. Of course, the original was pull the lever, but it's
yes, I mean, close enough, right? The joke still retains the essence of it.
Why do we even have that lever?
Don't know. Okay, Yodo says they're ready. HSR has been
Such
ready.
a great movie.
I suppose I should watch it someday.
Have you never watched it?
No, I've never seen that one. Oh my gosh, Zaf! We're finally going. Let's go.
You have such big gaps in your... Oh, well.
Life goes on.
Life goes on, yes.
Life finds a way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's get into this. We're using the reverse.
Reversed.
Yeah. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Boys and girls, gamers of all ages, welcome back to Land of Fire. It's round 7 of the NA bracket of Warship Masters 2026. We're bringing you the last round of NA play here. Let's take a look over the Yodo lineup in green. We're running a Chateau Renault, that's Catbird. And then on the port side there, that's Fririn and a Laffy. And we've got Tubble Destroyer, and then 5 cruisers. Anti-Baby in a Svea. We've got Harm in a Salem. Ships and Sea, a nice calm name there, in a Colbert. Little Fox in a Castilla. Garlee in a Salem. Zath, what's HSR got cooking in red down on the bottom end of the map?
All right, similar concept there. 2 destroyers, rest cruisers. We've got Yami in a Gearing, typical COTS build. First time we've seen a Gearing. Remember, this is a very expensive ship. We've got Aruna Daisuke in a Chateau Renault. Captain in a Des Moines with unique upgrade, another very expensive ship. We've got Fleeing Sue in a Hindenburg with unique upgrade.
Love it. I love it.
Scott in unique upgrade test ship Zhao. Robin in a Prince van Oranje, and Sol Coral Sea in the Utrecht. Going heavy towards the sea cap. Both teams focusing just 2 ships over on the AB side. We're going to have a bit of a brawl at sea, I think.
Seems like it. Not going to lie, Zath, Utrecht is not one of my favorite ships. I'm going to be curious to see how HSR employs it here. It's just a ship that I have just never gotten along with it very well. Something about the Dutch light cruiser guns I don't care for. It just doesn't click with me for whatever reason.
That's the thing about this game. There's always ships that click with you, and then there are ships that don't.
Absolutely.
And so the diversity comes in very handy. And then you get Valparaiso, which clicks with everyone.
I disagree with you there.
Oh, the Utrecht, it's got the 128s. They're basically like the German destroyer guns. They're fine. I've never been a fan of the Dutch airstrike. I've just always struggled to hit things.
Same.
Some people now, they're just pinpoint accuracy with that stuff, but nope.
All right, Chateau Renault and Laffy slowly edging towards the top of the sea cap here. That line you see running through the middle of your screen here, this is the Des Moines radar band, radar range. Doesn't quite cover the entire cap, but Apex back there in gearing smoke, going to allow him to creep ever closer and eventually cover up the entire cap. This Chateau Renault torpedo salvo coming in on Catbird could be really impactful.
So Catbird actually used torpedoes. He dove down into the middle of the map and fired them in B as well. I really like that idea. It makes HSR think that there's more coming behind that.
Mm-hmm. Early
Anti-Baby
look at
putting up the radar.
Indeed, early look at Daisuke there. A whole bunch of pain as the Svea radar picks him up. The Laffy kicks in. The Chateau Renault kicks in. The PVO bombs come in searching for the Svea. Catbird accelerates out of the area entirely.
Mm-hmm. Interesting to see Catbird opening up there.
Well, I liked the play, right? Moving towards the island, you reach a point where it becomes much more difficult to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Yami's gearing now into the bottom of the sea.
Look at HSR's positioning with Hindenburg and Zhao. They're just sitting on the island.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Salem from Yodo and the Castilla. I mean, just pull up and read a book, I guess.
So this is why I like the Chateau Renault position out here in mid, available to put the guns back into the cap circle. They don't know where Yami's gearing is. They have to suspect it's in there. And Freeren's Laffy
find out now.
Yeah, Freeren's Laffy can actually take some of this punishment. I don't think they're going to be able to get shells on the gearing in time to stop the cap, though. It's not going to happen.
No.
In fact, that Svea radar almost wasted. They're going to get shells on the gearing, but it's going to come far too late to matter. Laffy hasn't even burned a heal yet.
So gearing costs 18 points.
Yes.
18. Des Moines is 19 points.
So far, they're getting their value out of them. Both ships being very impactful in their early board control at sea.
Mm-hmm.
Laffy's heal.
Now, because
Fearing back up to about 70-80% HP. Go ahead.
Because HSR grabbed the sea cap, now you can see that they are free to move Coral Sea, Utrecht. They're going to probably set up to start pushing potentially towards the A cap if needed.
Yet another Svea radar here coming up, picking up Yami in the cap. Freerin declining to fire. Oh, smoking now. So
it's waiting for smoke to come up.
Yep.
Yep.
Going to get some more shells into the gearing. Same from the Colbert over on the edge of the map. In fact, it's the Colbert pane that's really going to hurt here, although the radar is gone.
Right. Curious to see if the Salem and Colbert are going to make the push around Fidget Spinner, or they're just going to sit there and get Dutch ovened.
I'm not going to lie. If I'm Freeren's Laffy, now that I know where the Des Moines is, I think I might just push the gearing outright. You can bully him.
If you feel safe.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have anybody to help him right now. The Des Moines position, that gearing is essentially strung out to dry. Mm-hmm. If any time that the Laffy and the Svea want to just move up there and take him, they can.
Well, you can see now Yami leaving the sea cap. He's probably going to go smoke up his Des Moines buddy.
Looks like it. Speaking of Des Moines, now that Apex has moved out from the island, now it's a little different.
Right. Yep, there's the smoke.
Oof. Good AP hit there down the long axis of the Laffy. Anti trying to avoid getting Des Moines AP'd here as well. Mm-hmm. Able to bounce most of those shells off his deck. And now, Zath, you called it. Take a look at the 3-4 line. HSR repositioning two whole ships over here, the Utrecht and the Chateau Renault coming over. Now they're going to be able to pick up this push, although admittedly, Catbird also moving through mid might pick up some of this here. Might be able to catch a glimpse of it.
And this is the value of radiolocation. Catbird knew this was happening because radiolocation pointed to their opponent continuously moving on this line. So now they're setting up to receive a potential push. That also means that Yodo now really needs to get into the sea cap. In theory, it should be easier to do.
With the Des Moines radar on cooldown, now is their opportunity. Laffy finally getting in there.
Yeah.
Ships and Seas Colbert tucked in nicely to the island here, to the point where the Des Moines cannot get shells, meaningful shells on him.
I mean, if I'm Harm Salem now, I'm coming on the other side of Fidget Spinner. There's no need for both of them to be in front of Robin's guns.
Colbert is moving up. Looks like he's maybe trying to draw out the main battery fire to maybe... I'm not sure. He's just trying to get his bow guns in to get full pins on the bow there, and he does get a few as the PVO slams his entire salvo into the island.
Yeah. You even have the gearing getting involved in this now.
Indeed.
Look at Yabby firing over the island for free.
Well, I mean, these now, and the Colbert is about to really hate his life. He's shown enough broadside now. The Des Moines has good shots over this island on him. Proxy spotted at 2 kilometers by the PVO. Oh, they
Salem goes down on the other side.
I think he took some torpedoes.
Yep.
Just
took an advanced position to hold.
Yeah, just that quickly. The entire 3-4 line flank now in deep trouble. Only the Castilla survives. Little Fox has to try and play defense. Ooh, and he took some torps.
Yep. So if you're Little Fox's Castilla now, you're focusing on that Hindenburg, trying to get a sticky fire going.
Yep. That's the play. Castilla puts out 2 fires of his own, puts some HE downrange on the Hindenburg. Does manage to get a fire. Now remember, this is Battleship Hindenburg, complete with the mod, which means the fires don't burn as long. I think they only burn like 10 or 12 seconds. It's not very long.
Oh, 1,000 hit points left.
Yodo's inaction here is going to cost them dearly if they're not careful. They need to do something to break the stalemate on the 10 line. I think it's going to come on the back of Catbird Chateau Renault, who's about to step into the B cap. In fact, Arona has sensed this coming and is already back there as well.
Yep, there goes the Castilla.
Yep.
So,
with the death of the Castilla, HSR has a free run clean to the A cap, nothing in their way. Maybe Yodo has gotten a little too cute here. They've been trying to Catbird's trying to get the kill on the Chateau Renault, but on the Hindenburg, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
No, Hindenburg got the heal, but at the same time, you're at the point where you either make something major happen or you lose anyway.
Yep, fair point. Catbird trying here. Speaking of making something happen, they're slowly, steadily whittling down Robin's Prince Van Orange here on the 10 line. The Salem can weather this fire a little better with its crazy heal. Look at what this game has devolved into with these guys. Just spam on the 10 line, trying to break this stalemate.
Well, and I mean, it's kind of like island camping 101, right? You can't just sit there with 2 ships on one end and expect the ship on the other side to just die. Yeah. You got to go out and make it happen. So I really don't like this idea of we're going to just put the 2 ships there. I mean, look, the Colbert just walked away. He's like, bye.
Yeah, the Colbert left his friend out there. He basically didn't have a choice. He had to move. He was getting absolutely ravaged.
Yeah.
In the end, HSR...
As was the Salem.
Yeah, in the end, HSR is just going to kind of outplay and outposition Yodo here in Game 1. It would take a very lucky torpedo or 3 to keep Yodo in the game right now, and I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, there's more Chateau Renault torpedoes coming in on the Hindenburg.
They won't land in time.
He's opening up, trying to encourage him to go broadside.
HSR wins Game 1 here on Land of Fire. Zath, you know what I liked most about that? HSR, a lot of times when we see these games, teams that, like, for example, they went to sea, they picked up their cap, and life was good, right? That was the play.
Yep.
But HSR did not let the grass grow under their feet. They immediately, within moments, started reshuffling ships to threaten the other side of the map. And what I love about that is you're forcing your opponent. You've put them in a corner, right? You've captured the off cap, right, off by itself. Now they have to break their way in. They have to do something to change the status quo there. In the meantime, you're getting ready to push them on the other flank, so you're repositioning forces while they're trying to figure out what to do over here. And if your team can delay them long enough, which is exactly what happened, the other push now becomes seriously meaningful. I love that kind of the duality of that strategy that we just saw.
Yeah, no, it's good. It made absolute sense. A lot of times you have teams that will try to grab the cap and then they'll say, we're just going to hold it, right? We're just going to receive the enemy push. And instead, HSR said, well, okay, or we can go win over here. And then doesn't matter if we receive their push and we lose that push. It's an insurance policy.
And they still did a really good job of receiving some of the next couple attempts, right, to break into the cap. They still had the Des Moines handy. Right? They kept the gearing around. And then eventually they were like, all right, it's cool. We got to delay these guys long enough for our ships to get into position on their side of the map. Now that we've done that, now let's worry about picking up kills on the 10 line, and they can have this cap because we're going to clean them out of the other side because we have a 2-to-1 advantage in ships. And that worked out brilliantly.
It also demonstrates the power of that smoke train, right?
Yes.
Of the death snail. The idea that you put a Des Moines in the smoke. That's why you see it so much in King of the Sea and other tournaments, because it just works.
And it's why those ships are so expensive in this format.
Exactly. Although I wonder if they should be more expensive.
I don't know. With a gearing, what you're really paying for is the utility, right? You have a tremendous amount of utility in a single hull. Same with the Des Moines, right? You've got the hydro, the radar, the quick-firing guns. The HE is solid. The AP is amazing. Gearing, the HE spam, the heels, the long-range torpedoes, or if you'd prefer, the Fletcher short-range torps that hit harder. Those, you're paying a premium, but you're getting a ship that can be configured in lots of different ways depending on what it is you're after with that particular hull, that particular strat you're running.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Solid game from HSR. Got to get prepped and ready to go to Northern Waters. Go ahead.
I also almost wonder if there needs to be a rule you must take a battleship. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't want to see that. Personally, I don't want to see that.
No?
Yes, I am a cruiser lover. I admit I have bias here. However, in King of the Sea most tournaments, right? They don't limit you by points the way Warship Masters does. They limit you by class. X battleships, as an example. Max 2 battleships. And after that, do whatever you want. What I love about this tournament is that they've just given you, right, a list of points and said, hey, do what you want. Figure it out. Not my problem. I'm not going to tell you how to build your team. I'm going to tell you what I think each ship is worth, and then it's on you to figure out what you want to do with your team and your players on a given map, on a given spawn on a given map. And I love it because of not only the creativity we see in team building and strategies, but because you just see ships that you don't always see. Even if you do see a battleship, sometimes it's like, whoa, what did they take that for? That's a little surprising, right?
Right. Absolutely. Like the triple Preußen, for example, we saw yesterday.
Bingo.
That was pretty cool.
Bingo.
I don't know why we haven't seen triple Kurfürst, by the way.
It's a good question, actually.
It's cheaper.
Is it really?
It's 1 point cheaper. You know?
Okay. There you go. I got nothing. Well, we're back to another battleship.
We do have a game.
Lineup. We do indeed. Let's take a peek here. Yodo both teams once again saying battleships are for losers. We don't need that noise in our team. Zath, what's Yodo got cooking here in green on the top end of Northern Waters as we head to game 2?
Yeah. Well, we got Catbird in a Ragnar. Anti-Baby in a Laffy again. Garly in a Colbert. Freerin in a Castilla now. Ships and Sea in Salem with Radar. Little Fox in Prince Van Oranje. And then Harm now in a Petropavlovsk with range. Interesting.
Last time.
What's going on?
Go ahead.
Yes.
I was going to say, Anti-Baby was your Svea player in the last match. So they've completely changed classes now.
Right. Well, yes, and that's true. And now you got Ragnar. It's our first time looking at Ragnar in this tournament, for us at least, with the heal, the radar, and just guns.
She should be pretty pricey as well. Tell me what she is in terms of points. What is she?
Let's take a look. Ragnar is 16.
Yeah. All right, HSR in red here, spawning on the bottom end of Northern Waters. We're looking at double destroyer, 5 cruiser for them as well. We've got a Chateau Renault. That's Arona. We saw that last game. Yami now in a Delny. Is this a heal Delny? It is a smoke Delny. Noteworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Paired up with Apex's Utrecht as they head towards the middle of the map. Behind them, Robin in a Cerberus. Then we have to his port, we have Farquhar in a Bremen. Scott there. In the very back, Soul Coral Sea now in a Napoli. And all the way to the west at the moment, Klee in a Prince Van Oranje.
It's our first time seeing a Cerberus this tournament as well.
It is. I'm liking this Delny Utrecht strat. I really want to see where they go with this.
They're going to go to the middle of the island. They're going to use smoke to smoke up the Utrecht into that position. It's very difficult to dislodge.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what does that get you exactly with the light cruiser? What's the intent? Is what I'm trying to wrap my brain around.
Dutch oven anywhere you want, just about.
Okay.
Let's see. What is the range? His range is 14 kilometer for the Dutch airstrike. They're not going to the island. Okay.
No, they are not.
So we often see teams like to duck down with their destroyers. I mentioned that previously with the mock battle. This time Yodo hasn't done that. I think they were trying to catch whatever ducks down so they can, just wreck it. But Captain Caesar opening up.
Yeah, Utrecht got spotted there behind the smoke. Finally had an angle for the Petro to catch a glimpse of him. And the Prince Van Oranje put at least one Citadel into him.
Yep, so he just turns right to the smoke and runs into it.
Yeah, he was just behind the smoke rather than being in it the way he is now.
Right, yeah, and the Ragnar and Laffy detected him. Who now are at ACAP, by the way. Look at Scott shoving his Bremen. That's a ballsy play.
Looks that way. Got to sail him off his bow. No vision on the destroyers in front of him. Does have his hydro running. He easily sees these torpedoes in front of him. Dodge those without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Putting AP downrange on ships and sea as now the Ragnar Catbird opening up with the HE guns.
Yep, Yodo does grab the A cap, but at a decent cost there as Ships and Sea is forced to show broadside the Prince Van Oranje and the Napoli to the south.
Yep, Bremen, Scott Farquhar here absolutely intentionally ran aground, knew this was going to happen. Delny smoke now, close at hand, trying to avoid this torpedo in front of him. Not going to be able to do it. Not going to be able to do it. And
There's
I think they're going to lose Farquhar here. A highly aggressive play doesn't quite materialize. Yodo has the pieces in play to punish it. And so now it's the Delny that's going to try to break into this cap. Should be able to do it successfully.
Well, the other thing is now Delny's lost that smoke.
Yeah.
There's the radar from the Petro.
Yep. And of course, this Delny actually does mind about getting shot at because, well, he doesn't have heals.
No heal.
He took smoke instead.
Yeah.
Hilariously, they're doing a pretty good job of dodging most of these shells as the radar expires.
Delny's a pretty resilient hull too.
Most
So
of the
even if it
Russian,
gets hit, there's a good chance that it'll be shatters.
yeah, most of the Russian destroyer hulls tend to be pretty resilient. That's a great word for it. Delny torpedoes sneaking in now on Laffy. Going to take one right in the bow.
Ouch.
Bit of a surprise there. Tried to get narrow, couldn't quite do it. So now, with the capture of A and the Ragnar radar not able to pick up Yami.
Or fleeing. Just about to pick up the PVO. There it is.
Yep, Catbird's radar not in range. Yami's Delny comes through, picks up the cap, and runs south. Early kill for Yodo puts them about 100 points up. They had some early cap control. We'll see if they can recapture A, but for the moment, HSR in control of the A cap. Not much really happening on the other side of the map. A whole lot of jockeying for position and island dodging and playing line of sight games, but nothing meaningful that I've been able to see so far.
Yeah, the next key for Yodo is going to be taking out this PVO. Believe it or not, Anti could probably just W into A right now. The Delny and Utrecht leaving the area. But it looks like he's doing that. He's fixing to reverse in.
Yep, Yodo's Laffy trying to get onto the cap here. Coral C and Klee trying to swap positions, it looks like. Delny smoke coming up again for the Utrecht here in mid.
Yep, and that's going to tell Yodo Delny's moved off.
So HSR
Utrecht now opening up on Little Fox.
HSR closes to within 70 points, and then Yodo's back onto the cap. As the Salem radar goes up here along the one line. Ships in sea trying to sneak down into the island position here that the Napoli and the PVO have been occupying for HSR.
Yeah, it puts him in a nice crossfire with the Petro as well, the Ragnar and the Laffy and Salem. Definitely a crucial kill if ships in sea can come away with it. All right, Napoli now making Inky, knowing that Salem's radar will expire soon.
The question I have is after he fired, even when the radar expires, is it going to be enough?
Nah, he'll be detected for a little bit. That was a bit of a mistake there.
PVO now moving up. Is the Salem going to be able to survive the tag team? PVO blows his entire salvo into the island, and now the Salem at point-blank range. The Napoli goes down. Salem is right here, able to put full pins. PVO cannot get his shells around the island.
Yeah. Good positioning here. That's a decisive play. So at this point, it's just a question of how are they going to take out the PVO?
Feels like HSR floundering a little bit here. Not sure quite how to play the rest of the match out. Upside down 200 points and growing here. Barely 9 minutes gone.
I don't know why Anti is just sitting there in the Laffy. He's in Hydro.
Probably waiting for the PVO to move up to where he's actually got shots on him.
Yeah, I think he's trying to bait the PVO to come after him.
I think he is too.
But, I mean, PVO's got Hydro. He sees the torpedoes.
Yeah. PVO's
Either
also
way,
going to...
that will be a dead PVO. I mean,
yeah, Klee's dead either way. You might as well get some damage out of it. I think to me there, it's not on the Laffy, it's on the PVO. Like, why did you creep when you should have just floored it?
But textbook way to deal with the ships on that island there. So good job, Yodo, for sorting that out.
It's a 3-ship deficit for HSR now. 45 seconds from a win in Game 2 for Yodo. A flawless victory it would be if things continue. That would force a game 3 in the match.
Yes. Now the Cerberus, I'm just taking a look. He's done 64,000 damage, just about. So he's definitely, punching his weight.
We're about to have an interesting
Over on the other
engagement here.
side.
The Utrecht comes out broadside in front of the Salem. They had no idea each other was there. I'm surprised the Salem didn't have AP loaded. Gave the Utrecht a little bit of time to react.
Delney just going for it.
Yeah, Delney's like, all right, fine, let's just do this. Let's just get stuck in, especially since it's not going to matter. Time ticks away. Yodo gets the job
Game 3, baby.
We're going to game 3 yet again today. Third time today, Zaf.
3 rounds, 3 game 3s.
Love it.
Good job picking.
You're welcome.
Wow,
All right.
solid play by Yodo that game.
Absolutely, they look really good.
I think part of it was just that weird charge from Scott's Bremen right in there. I think that really threw a monkey wrench in a lot of the play.
I liked the thought behind it. It fell apart in my mind for 2 reasons. One is execution. He kind of grounded himself there, right? Now, you could see it coming. I don't know if it was intentional or if it was like my rudder was out or whatever. Like, I don't know. But he grounded himself there. And the other was the opposing Laffy, whose name escapes me. I think it might have been Anti-Baby that game.
Yes.
Put torpedoes right down his throat. Like, right down his throat. And gave him very little room to maneuver and hit him on the bow with one. And that was all she wrote. Right? So part of it was, I think, operator error, and part of it was great counterplay from the opposing team.
Yes.
If he's allowed to push in there with the Bremen, with his 2 compatriots already sitting at the ACAP, and the Delney sitting right next to him with smoke, he could probably cause crazy amounts of havoc in there. So, yeah.
Sure. But his friends were way to the south at that point.
Were they? Or they were still by the southern island. They hadn't moved up yet. Fair point.
Correct. Correct. As soon as Scott died, that's when they took position at that island. So
your position maybe then that he should have waited another 20 to 25, 30 seconds or something before making the go, right?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Right.
I can see that.
Right.
I can see that.
Because I think the problem was the 2 to the south were too busy shooting at broadside Salem. And, hey, we're going to get citadels on them. We're going to wipe them off the board, right?
Yeah.
And so they didn't see the need necessarily to push up there.
Yep.
But both of Yodo's destroyers being able to just hang out there and just do their thing, it's pretty decisive.
Yep. Solid end-to-end game from Yodo, right? Like no glaring mistakes, not even really little mistakes that I could see. They reacted very well to what they'd been handed. They came up with a good strat. They executed, and then when they were able to look at what HSR was doing, they're like, sure, we got this. No big deal.
And what I like about that was HSR now punched a little bit, having to come back from the back foot. They gotta find a way to win this round, and we talked about it before. This is a very important match for Yodo, especially.
Yeah. Yep. In Group 2, let's have a quick peek. No, we're in Group 1? We are in Group 1. So, Yodo, for the moment, showing 3-2 as a record. Their only loss coming to KSC yesterday, apparently. They beat Divco 2-0. They lost to Resin. I'm sorry, they're okay. They're 3-2 with the free win over Anchor Management. That's the difference. So yeah. So this win would move them to four wins if they could get it, and would hold HSR at 4 wins, and would theoretically give them a tiebreak over HSR. So what I suspect would happen in this instance is they would probably end up as the 3 and the 4 seed, but HSR would be the 4 seed and Yodo would be the 3 seed. I think is how it would probably all play out, depending on how the rest of the group falls once we're done with round 7.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask, since this is round 7, will there be any tiebreaker games? Because I'd be curious to know. Apparently, Resin and PN are also going to a game 3.
Okay. The only
Interesting.
round 7 game I'm seeing a result for right now, KSB 2-0 over RSR. But if memory serves, we looked at the beginning, both of those teams were out of the running in Group 2. No, that's not true. So that moves KSB up to, I think, 3-3. And RSR, who was already out anyway, is no change there. But KSB now with a I'd say a solid outside shot to land the 4 seed. Maybe the 4. They made it the 4 seed. They made it as the 5 seed in that group. We'll see. Too many variables right now.
Yeah, definitely. So I figured let's find out. Will they be doing a tiebreaker, or are they just going to say, all right, first to 8, here you go? My guess is that's the way they're going to do it, but
I'm pretty sure the tiebreakers. I was looking at the tiebreaker rules in the tiebreaker stuff in the rules set because they have match recordings. I'm pretty sure it starts devolving to total points scored and all these kinds of things as necessary to generate the tiebreaks. Let's have a look at the NA tiebreaks. Tiebreaks will be decided by head-to-head record, and in the event of a 3-way tie, total points earned in each match between the 3 teams will be used to calculate the victor. A tie-breaking match will be held only if necessary in the event of perfect ties. There you go.
Alrighty then. Hood and I had the distinct pleasure of doing tiebreaker after tiebreaker after tiebreaker in the War of Faction tournament. Because that's how they set it up. They didn't go based off points. So it was a mess of like a whole bunch of best of ones. And then because 3 of them found a way to tie equally 3 times, they had to play 3 tiebreaker games. And it was just, you know what I mean? Button's like, see you later, I'm out.
Yeah, that tells me your tiebreaker rules need some serious help, to put it lightly. I did find another result for round 7 over in Group 2. Bonks with a Z over Virtus, 2-zip.
Okay.
So Bonks basically now then absolutely moving on, was pretty much already a lock anyway. They go undefeated. Virtus will end their bracket at 4-2. We'll see, should be good enough for them to move on. Group 2 is a little squirrely because I believe you've got 3 possible teams who might all end at 4-2, which would knock KSB down into the 5 slot. So we'll see how this shapes out. Lots going on still.
Absolutely. Well, both teams are readied up. HSR saying that they're ready. I'm saying that we're ready. Yodo says they're ready. I think we're going to be dropping very soon.
There we go.
All right,
Zath. We're headed back to Thunderdome.
Yes, we are.
It's the rubber game of the match. Talk to me about Yodo's lineup here as we start off with Sleeping Giant.
Ooh, very interesting. Catbird now and Habarovsk.
Oh my!
Wow, with a heel Habarovsk just gonna go to town with that. Not using unique upgrade, interestingly enough.
Okay.
We got anti-baby in a Cassard. Freerin in a Janan now. Interesting choice. We've got Ships and Sea and a Goliath this time. Little Fox in an Henri. Harm is in a Salem again. And then Garly is now in a Kremlin. Wow, with unique upgrade and heavy AP.
Unique upgrade Kremlin. And it's almost as if, reading their minds, HSR done something, well, not totally dissimilar in the South Spawn here. Rona now in a Ragnar, backed up by Yami's Delny. This is a Smoke Delny. 4 cruisers. We're looking at Kushiro, one of my favorite new ships. Glad to see it here in the tournament. That's Coral Sea, Scott Farquhar in a Gibraltar. We've got Robin in an Henri IV. Apex back in the Utrecht. And their lone battleship is also Klee's Kremlin here, Zath. Little different build, though.
Slight change there, yep. Not using the heavy AP, but still using the unique upgrade. Also DCP mod in slot 1. And both of them have that, actually. Interesting.
That makes sense for a Russian battleship, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You have limited charges of DCP, so at least you make sure that you maximize the charges that you do get. They last a little longer.
Yep, 100%.
It's a weird split for both teams. The Ragnar Delny Utrecht mess is not moving that quickly, clearly leaving the Ragnar up front. They're obviously trying to bait some destroyer or other along the 9-10 line here into picking up an early kill.
Now, we saw this yesterday, HSR and what was it, Virtus?
Mm-hmm.
Was it yesterday?
Resin?
HSR and Resin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday in game 2. HSR, that's the one I was telling you about. They shoved a San Martin in front of a Vamp Deuce for whatever reason and just threw him away.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to make that mistake this time around.
Ragnar radar, not quite able to pick up Anti-Baby. They don't know where each other is there. Nope, I thought the radar was up. It's not. There we go. Arona now lit. There comes the radar. Now they can see Anti-Baby's Cassard.
Mm-hmm.
So now Anti-Baby has to... speed boost is down already for this Cassard. No ability to speed boost here. Now it's going to be a 2v1 Robocop as the Delny and the Utrecht get in on this to try to knock the Cassard out of the game.
3v1 because Arona is still shooting too.
Yep. Anti-Baby's going to sneak away with about, well, roughly half HP. Freerin and his teammates trying to get some more damage into HSR's ships over here, and they get a little bit.
You know, it's almost like HSR is saying, oh yeah, Ragnar, we have that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, we're about to see a fascinating rumble at Thunderdome, Zath. We haven't had one of these, but the Haberosk of Catbird about to possibly make the turn, and the Henri Quatre of Robin not that far away either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. I don't think, no radio location from any of Yodo's players.
I think
Same
Catbird
for
is going to make this
HSR.
turn and sneak in before Robin is spotted. But boy, is
Yes.
it going to be close. In fact, Robin's going to catch a glimpse of Catbird here. We're about to have contact. And is it time
There's
for
the
brown?
Hydro.
It's time for the brown pants moment. Catbird's speed boost is on cooldown. And so now, desperately needing help, is the Haberosk of Catbird here, trying to break into Thunderdome all by themselves.
Yeah, little Fox opening up. Here comes the AP into Robin.
The AP is a big deal, desperately needing that good hits on Robin.
Yeah, why is Catbird beaching? Trying to get the torps off. Okay.
Going to get the torps off.
That'll do it for Robin.
Going to pick up the kill. Big kill for Yodo there.
What is he going to give out? Nope. He's going to
Good.
survive.
Beautifully played. I'm not sure I would have reacted as calmly as Catbird did in that moment if I were in his shoes, her shoes, whatever.
Sure.
First blood going to Yodo here in game 3.
Yep. First blood and, in theory, the A-cap as well.
In theory. But the Delny gets a say in these things. Both he and the Utrecht are headed this way.
Yep. I'm getting some vision on the Kushiro now. And yes, you can see Delny and Utrecht being dispatched to deal with Catbird's Haba.
Here comes the Delny smoke in mid. That's going to let them know exactly where the Delny has run off to.
Yep.
That
And
means
I'm sure they know that there's an Utrecht in there too.
Yep, that means if you're Catbird, yep, there it is. There's the speed boost. Catbird's going to be lit on the surface, coming around the island. Yami picking him up. Now Catbird's going to pick up this cap and then bail immediately.
Mm-hmm. It was almost perfectly timed. Garly's Kremlin came out and distracted the Delnian Utrecht right at the moment Catbird got detected.
Catbird now sails back into the Gibraltar Hydro envelope. 40 more seconds on that Gibraltar Hydro. Yami now stepping
Do you think
into
at
A.
some point Catbird just going to go for it?
Gibraltar is AP only, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's an argument to be made for what are you waiting for? Especially since the
Also, no torpedoes.
I mean, especially since the Kushiro is just going to sit back there and try to farm you. Like, might as well go for it.
Yep.
Catbird
Oh,
disagrees.
never mind.
Kushiro getting free shots, taking around 7,000 HP there. More Utrecht shots and Delny shots coming in. Taking even more damage as the Hydro finally expires for the Gibraltar.
Yeah, I think if that Hydro expired 5 seconds earlier, maybe Catbird might have felt more comfortable going for it. Uh-oh. Garly sticking where he's at in the Kremlin, possibly going to back into torpedoes here. Yes. Nope, he'll be okay. Still getting Dutch oven for days, though.
Yep. Just a bit of an edge. 60-point lead and shrinking for Yodo. HSR down a ship has done a good job of parlaying what they have into good board position. And now they have to tighten up their defense and hold on. May not be easy.
Nope. Scott's in trouble.
Yeah, Yodo continuing to pressure the Gibraltar over here along the 3 line. Double fires now. He has to put
the
that
key
out.
is look on the 9 line. There's only one HSR asset on this entire side, and all of Yodo is like, we're just going to leave.
Yep.
Wow. Scott's going to come away with his life for a little bit. It's going to allow him to generate his next heal.
45 seconds to Scott's next heal. HSR cannot afford to go down another ship here. They're getting close to a tie game and a lead change, but they aren't there yet.
Bushiro's torpedoes might have something to do with this.
They might. Salem hasn't turned. Takes big hits from the Kremlin.
Yep. Saw those coming in. Well, he dodged the torpedoes at least.
Did manage to dodge the torpedoes.
Ouch.
Scott, 10 seconds to a heal in the Gibraltar. More shells coming in for the Salem. Can't quite make it over the island. We have had a lead change. HSR now out in front despite being down a ship.
Yep. And look at the Ragnar on the 9 line has turned around, is going to try to get into the backfield now. Amazing.
Man, I don't know. Not knowing where the Janan is would give me some pause there.
Right?
Both teams trying to pick up kills along the 2-3 line. The Salem's going to go out here. Can Scott hang on?
Yeah, harm's done.
HSR moves out to a slightly larger lead as they finally even the board on kills, but Catbird's Haberos trying to farm out the Gibraltar here at long range.
Yeah, Little Fox's Henri is getting in on this too. But at a certain point, Scott might be able to back up far enough to go dark. Never mind, he's shooting.
Well, he does have smoke if he wants it. He's 25 seconds from DCP and 45 seconds from a heal. Can't tell if he's on one fire or 2, but I don't think he's going to make it now. There's the smoke, but
he was on 2.
It's too late now.
Oh, they burn out. They burn out.
He manages to hold on 28 HP.
And Catbird knows it. Starts shooting.
Yep. Trying to fish back in there. Blind firing this This Gibraltar, a shell or two might do it.
Nah, but they can't see it.
Nope.
This is why you never, ever declare somebody dead until they actually do die.
Yodo hasn't been idle. They rotate the Cassard to mid, backed up by the Kremlin. That's Garli, as now they own the A-cap. Yami's Delny coming in, trying to change the status quo again.
Scott gets his last heal off. Oof, big hit there on the Jinan.
Oh, the Jinan left his island, and the Rag, they're just bailing off the entire eastern edge of the map. Everyone's
bailing from it, yep.
Everybody's out now.
So once again, it turns into Farm the Kremlin.
2.5 minutes here from an HSR win in Game 3, but it's still anybody's game. A single kill could flip this score very quickly. Is it going to come in the cap? These torpedoes coming up on Anti-Baby's Cassard. He takes one.
He's going to take one. Yep. Just buffs his adrenaline rush. Don't worry. And he's got on array, so.
Yeah, no big deal.
No biggie.
Over 900 points now, HSR. A single kill could move the needle in a significant way if HSR can pick one up. Scott would be the easy pick, but they have no vision. They can't spot him. Garli's Kremlin.
Kashiro doing a nice job of holding things back.
Mm-hmm. Garli's Kremlin out of heals. Klee's Kremlin still has 3 in the bank, but he's a little ways from getting one. 60 seconds away.
Jinan detected. Scott detected.
Scott being detected is a big deal.
Ships and Sea just going for it now.
Yep, down to 5,000 HP is Scott. That Gibraltar clinging to life. He's got 2 more smokes, but he doesn't have one available just yet.
Little Fox needs to move up in the Henri. He can't just take his time anymore.
Yeah, I think Little needs to get in there. I think if they just charge the Gibraltar and pick up the kill, the game's over. That's
exactly.
That's the play, I think. Anti-Baby's now at risk.
Oh, no, Cassard. Look at the Cassard in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's getting... Somehow he got spotted. I don't know how. He's going to go out. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh! They got him.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did he get spotted? They shoved the Ragnar up and radared him. They figured out where he was. Wow. What a tight game.
Amazing.
Hell of a game from HSR, going down a ship early, hanging on, forcing a lead change. Yodo has to react and just can't quite get it done. Wow. Hell of a match.
Almost a little bit too much timidity by some of the players, I think, on Yodo's side, unwilling to really try to push opportunities, find those opportunities to get in there. And as a result, HSR is able to just kind of take their time, put their pieces where they needed to go so they could just pick apart Yodo. Great battle.
Brilliant battle. Love it. That was a lot of fun, Zaf. That was good times.
That was yes. That was a very, very interesting battle.
I have a sneaking suspicion that there's no more games, but let's take a quick run through the results. Let's look at Group 1, Round 7. We just finished Yodo HSR. There's nothing reported. Oh, that's right, because this is... So Resin and PN went to a third game. I don't see a result for that one yet. And then over in Group 2, everything was a 2-0. Mach 2-0 over Inca. Bonks 2-0 over Virtus. And as we mentioned earlier, KSB 2-0 over RSR. So then...
nothing posted either about Resin PN. Interesting.
Yeah. So then it looks like, yes, what's going to happen now in Group 2, Bonks, Mach, Virtus, and Inca are going to be their teams that qualify out of Group 2. And then Group 1, HSR is going to go to 5-1, so they're going to be the number 1 seed out of that group. So it's going to be HSR, KSC. Not sure on Resin yet. I think we got to see where Resin lands, because Yodo and Divco both ended at 3-3. Even if Resin loses their 4-2, they should still qualify. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Resin's going to make it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
3-3. So I think Divco ends up with the 4 seed in Group 1, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I'm asking about the result of the match, but so far I haven't seen any response. I also asked about tiebreaker and was told probably not, but we'll be told if there is one.
Right. We will know shortly, soon-ish.
And I love how Chad is catching up on the play, and they're exactly right. Yodo is throwing this, right? They had some really good opportunities there, and unfortunately just weren't able to make it work.
Yeah.
Kremlin getting some good shots on the Salem definitely impacted it too.
Made a big deal. Sleeping Giant will do that, right? It's one of those maps that offers certain battleship positions, those cross-map shots that sometimes cruisers forget about, and you can get punished. So yeah, for sure.
Yep. So still waiting to hear on that. But again, what's going to happen for NA is the top 8 teams are going to be invited to the internationals next weekend. Invited being the key word. Okay.
Yes.
They can choose not to accept. If they don't accept, then they'll just work their way down to the 9th, 10th, 11th place, et cetera, until we can get 8.
Until they fill up eight teams from the region. Exactly.
Which I got to say, I'm very happy to see that there are plenty of NA teams, so we should be able to get a full 8 roster to represent NA at the internationals. For a while, it was looking kind of touch and go.
It was looking kind of rough for a while. You're not wrong. A little scary, but we got there in the end.
That's right.
All right, Zap. Well, listen, if there's no more games, I think I'm going to hang it up. I got stuff I got to get done. You're going to be around for a while, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to do my after party as usual.
Cool.
So people can stick around, hang out, play some warships, all that good stuff.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back early next Saturday. Set your alarms. Program your coffee pot in advance. Whatever you got to do. We'll be here bright and early, bringing you tournament coverage and, more importantly, that drop progress that you're looking for that paid actor flag on day 1.
Yes. Prior to that, will be EU regionals with myself and Puddin'.
That's right.
On Wednesday and Thursday. And that, I think, is around 10:30 a.m. my time, Pacific time. So that would be around noon time, Central, or 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, they're running the EU qualifiers during the week on Wednesday and Thursday evening for the EU players. So, as you say, you're going to be on stream, live in the middle of the day, Wednesday and Thursday, bringing that coverage. I, unfortunately, as a regular working schlob, don't have that luxury.
Yeah, well, I'm also a regular working slob. I just have to juggle hours like crazy. So
you went and begged the right people for time off or whatever, right? I'm not even going to attempt it. This is not the week for me to do that. Next week I probably could have done it, but not this week. So, anyways.
Fair enough.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to head out. If you're watching my stream in just a little bit, you'll be rated over into Zath's stream. So hang out if you want to hang out with him. I'll be sending you over there in just a few minutes. In the meantime, you guys take care. Have a good one. Hope to see you next Saturday, if not before. Peace. Y'all take care.
Yeah. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for being here.